as though I have conquered death. I live death every day. I am surrounded by it, smothered by it. Look at you now. He who would have everlasting life. You seek to defy death, yet you cannot even defy sleep. And our like sleep is to death. It is a painted death.
Good morning, come on in. Coffee's good, fresh and hot. There's a waffle in the baker, on the grill we're making bacon. You're always welcome back.
Charge! Here we are, everybody. July 13th. I hope everybody is doing well. I am in StreamYard for this stream because in case I want to share screen with you guys. Yeah, right on, groomsmen. Want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Guys, holy cow. I cannot believe we are here. My mind is a bit blown. But then, you know, what else is new? And we'll see what we can do here today and have some fun, hopefully, in the process. Let me see if I can get this dang light to work. It never wants to work. But thank you guys for being here so much. I appreciate it. It has been an unbelievable time with this campaign, with all of you guys. And we're just going to have a good time today. So let's see who we've got here in the chat. We have got Skunk Artworks. It is great to see you, Skunk. We have got Son of Liberty Radio. Absolutely right, man. That's absolutely right. Big things have small beginnings, and never has that been more true than with this campaign and with all of this amazing stuff that's been going on, guys. I am, my goodness. Well, we'll get into that more, but I am overwhelmed and incredibly grateful. Stephen Rockwood, let's do this. You know, man, you've been here from the start. Much love, brother, and thank you for being here. Siege is here. What's up, Siege? It's great to see you. That's right, man. We added up, and we get there. It is so great to see you, man. And I honestly, guys, it's going to be a fun and interesting stream today because there's so many cool things going on. And not least of which is being completely overwhelmed with gratitude for all of you guys. So 596, who would have thought? Tammy A is here. Tammy D is here. My bad. Tammy D, we got that sorted. Is here. It's great to see you, Tammy D. I hope everything is well in Florida. Cranberry Langers, best of luck on your test, my friend. Let's see who else we've got in here. Who have I missed? We've got the groomsmen in here. It is great to see you, groomsmen. You guys are awesome. And guys, the book looks beautiful. That's another reason why I'm doing this. Art of and Times of Jay Ryan. It is great to see you, my friend. I wanted to be able to share things with you guys, show you a little bit of the behind-the-scenes stuff that's going to be at the back end of the book. But also, too, I want to point this out. If you're a channel member, you already know this. Holy cow, we've got a super chat from the groomsmen. Congratulations, my brother. Oh, man, you guys are going to try to break me today. Oh, brother, you know. You've been a part of this comic book journey since you caught me walking up the hill in college with my first professional job that had just been mailed to me. And you said, "Are you that guy from Chattanooga, Tennessee? I just moved there," and we became friends. And here we are. I cannot believe it. So let me send you a cheerleader, but I love you, brother. Thank you so much, man, for being a part of this. Charge! What a perfect way to start this off. Thank you, man. I do appreciate it. All right, let me get back to these comments here. American Comics Company, you're always in good company when American Comic Company's in the house. There is no getting around it. Yeah, man, thank you so much, man. Thank you for being here. So I just announced on, and you can see a little bit better of an image of it if you are a channel member, but I just announced that this piece of artwork, this is the bookmark artwork. If you back the campaign, you are going to be getting this bookmark. Yeah, the groomsman was with me in the post office when this guy behind us was like, "Did you draw that?" He's never forgotten it. His fond memories of Chattanooga. But this bookmark artwork right here, if you back this book, you are getting this for a bookmark. It's a really fun perspective thing, warped perspective. And I loved doing this bookmark. And you can see that Laurel is reading Nosfero. But this original artwork is available as a tier on the Nosfero campaign. So if you are interested in owning one of the few pieces of Nosfero original artwork that'll be for sale, go ahead and check that out. It's going to be just a great day, guys. I had last night, I streamed with Gabe and Jericho, which was great. It was a perfect sort of stream for what is just, you get ready before the last day, and it's just craziness, the emotions. And then after that, I popped on to Ethan's stream he was doing, and I've never laughed so hard. I muted my mic more because I was laughing so hard. I forget sometimes how funny Cecil is, and you know how that goes, man. That stuff gets you. But yeah, so this is going to be available. I'm going to be doing some painting on this, of course. I'm going to make another piece of artwork available, which is the trading card for Phantomas that's going to be there. And that everybody in the campaign who backs it is going to be getting that as well. Lots and lots of stuff. Hex Allen, it's great to see you, my friend. Hellos. I hope you are doing well. For the longest time, I would pronounce it Hex Alien. I don't know why, except for my reading ability, which I think is really the answer. It is great to see you, my friend. If you guys are wondering what's on the board here, this is the painting that I'm doing for Bance, Michael Bancroft, and he commissioned me to do this for Lucent Painted Death. The link is in the description. Check it out, guys, if you have not. Michael and Eric have built their own websites via Shopify. I have the link to Eric's Shopify, where he's going to be launching Battle Brick Road 2 in the house. So do check that stuff out. Creative Faye, hello. It's great to see you, Creative Faye. So yeah, I'm going to be streaming a few times today, just, because it's closeout day, and it's, wow, guys, it has just been incredible. And one of the coolest things about doing this stuff has been, thank you so much, Hex Allen. I do appreciate that, man. And I still remember you crushing it on the drawing challenge stream that I was on, man. So much love. It's great to see you here in the chat. What is up? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hendon Sniley. I love when you guys change your name to something I can't pronounce. It's Shipper Militia in the house. Channel member, it is great to see you, and to all my channel members, thank you guys so much. American Comics Company, Tammy D, Stephen Rockwood Drawing, Cranberry Langers again. Let's see who else we got here. Let me make sure I get all my channel members in here. I think I got all of you guys. And Skunk Artworks, there you are. I knew you were in here somewhere. Thank you guys for being here. So Curialt, it is great to see you, my friend. Channel member, you rock star. And yeah, whoa, are you serious? I'm on team 600 backers. I believe you. Listen, Stephen Rockwood, let me just tell you this. When Stephen Rockwood was on this, the first time he said, gave a prediction of how high this campaign would go. He said, you're going to get to 500 backers. And I was like, Stephen Rockwood, you are on crack. I cannot imagine that is going to happen. And here we are, we're at almost 600 backers. I couldn't believe it, guys. And the outpouring of support from everybody in Comicsgate. I said a little bit about this last night. But, when I first came into this space, I had no idea what was up. And in terms of how the book was going to go, I knew what was up in Comicsgate since 2000, tail end of 17 into 18. Or was it? I think that's right. Yeah, I think it was 17 into 18 because I'm trying to remember when CyberFrog launched or. Oh, no, I know what it was. It was post Last Jedi. So I want to give a big shout out to Kathleen Kennedy. That's without her, I wouldn't be here. Because of that. I'm pretty sure I backed Nosfero. I'll need to double check. That's right. I bet you have. Backer number 626, book and head sketch. That's right. I thought I'd already backed. Glad I double checked. That's right. Oh my gosh. You are awesome, Art Times with Jay Ryan. Thank you so much, my friend. Oh my gosh. You guys are killing me today. I should have that where I can share that. Hang on a second, guys. You can tell I'm a bit of a noob. Still, holy cow, guys. This is such a trip. I can't even tell you. Let me see. Present, share screen, window, and what do I want? Chrome tab. There we go. God, this is embarrassing to watch in slow-mo here. All righty, there we go. So we have got, let's see here, add to stream. We are at 597. How is that even possible? 597 backers, guys, because of you and because of the Art and Times of Jay Ryan. Thank you so much for backing this. And let me just say this. When you back the book, folks, I'm going to have to do this because it needs to be done. And throw your backer numbers in the chat. Feel free to. Here you go. This Oh, man. Craziness, you guys. This is wild. Someone called John. Where is John? Yeah, that's right. What's John not doing here? Probably God knows what time it is on his coast. But thank you so much, man. We'll be checking back in on this from time to time, man. Yes, backer number 153, Son of Liberty Radio. Holy cow, dude. That blows my mind. One of the first. Thank you for being there, man. I will tell you guys, this has been one of the most insane labors of love. And I knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be a really difficult, task to do this. And when you get to this point in it, it's crazy, man. It should be triple that. Thank you, Green Laser. So let me share with you guys some stuff that the text is temp because I'm still working on cleaning up some of the text on this part of it. You'll know what I mean in a second. But let me see if I can find this. Hang on. Let me see here. I love, guys, you guys who have been rocking with me since the beginning of this campaign have kept me going, man. And it's like I was always going to be, I was in it to do it. That's how it is. I don't, when I start something, I got to complete it. That's how it is. But it is incredible to have support from people like you guys. You guys are the best fans and backers money can buy. And I want to make sure I focus on the backer part because I think that that's what a lot of people don't understand is how important you guys are as backers. Now, if I can just not spoil the book, this text is kind of temporary, but I want to share this with you guys. So let me just see here. Stop screen, present, share screen, window, and here we go. So when you guys are looking at this book that you get, in the back pages of the book, backer number 3 and number 409 says Stephen Rockwood. Holy cow, man. Just bought the book and the print. And yeah, my name is spelled wrong on Indiegogo. Oh, understood. Dammy, thank you so much. Holy cow. Now I'm going to have to switch back and forth here. I really need to work on my streaming ability. So let me do this. I'm going to go and check that. And I'm going to, let me do this here. Hang on a second, Dammy. Let me first send you this until I can find something. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. So let me show you guys a little bit of some of the stuff that's going to be in the book. So I know I talked to you guys about doing behind the scenes stuff, and that every one of my books has behind the scenes in the back. And this is just temporary text right now because I've got the other stuff in a Word document. But when we say what is the stuff you're going to see, you're going to see behind the scenes, underpaintings, all of this kind of stuff. You're going to see layout sketches in the back. And so I've tried to make sure that those 10 pages, those 10 spreads have got all of this stuff that you guys can look at that you want to be able to have in the book. And so for me, that was a huge part of this, is making sure that it had that quality. Green Laser, backer number 281. Thank you so much. One signed comic book plus print. And art books 1 and 2. They are sitting there in boxes right over there, and it is crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah, spoil the book. That's right. It's not a banana. That's right. There you go. Hail Timmy Mello, another channel member in the house. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Yeah, man. Guys, this has just been, it's been so incredible. So I'm going to try to reshare that so we have it. But yeah, the book is going to be, it's beautiful, dude. It's going to be the most beautiful book that I've ever done. I know I've been saying that for a while. But I didn't have the benefit of Eric Weathers lettering it, which is so cool to me. Again, guys, I was talking to Eric the other day, and I said, I can't believe that I haven't known you for longer than I have, because you know how things go in here, man. It's just crazy. So here we are. Let's do a refresh. We got my brother Vaughn. Oh my God. Thank you, Vaughn. I cannot wait to get your books, dude. I'm so excited. Backer 335 says the groomsman, what a horrible friend. No, you're a great friend, man. You're a great friend. So let's take a look. We'll hit refresh on this and see where we are. And boom, 598 backers. Craziness, man. Absolutely insane. I cannot believe this, guys. It is a great day to make art. It is a great day to be in Comicsgate. It's a great day to work, and we're all working. And Vaughn, if you want the link, I'll send you the link, man. Just let me know. I'll post it. Actually, I should have done that anyway. Hang on a second. Okay, I think I got this. There we go. Let me see if I can make this happen. Moving at the speed of stop. I will try to make this happen. Oh my Lord. It is a day. It is a day that ends in Y. Let me see here. All right, cool. So I just put that in the CG team room. There you go. Simply Green, good morning, my friend. Yes, yeah, let's hit that 600, ladies and gents. I was telling my wife that the other day because she was asking me, she's like, so where are we at? 500 something? And I was like, babe, we're almost to 600. And she couldn't believe it, man. We are so excited. So excited. Yes, indeed. Hey, y'all, says Hostman Socrates. Hostman, it is great to see you, my friend. I hope you are doing well. Yeah, guys, it's nuts. So if you've come in late, I just want to let you guys know that the original artwork for the bookmark is available on the campaign. It's one of the few originals that I'm going to be selling off of this book. And also, just to give you guys a glimpse of what this looks like. I keep forgetting, by the way, that I can share windows far more effectively when I am in here. So let me just see if I can find, where is it? Not there. Here it is. There we go. So I'm going to share this real quick, and let me see if this works. Gosh, it is a trip, man. Like I said, guys, my brain is spinning. I was streaming till late last night, and it was great. No complaints with that. I mean, guys, you guys know how it goes, but to say it has been overwhelming and incredible is wild. So in the center, you can see the full bookmark there. That is what the bookmark you're all going to be getting is going to be looking like. And then on either side of it, I have close-ups of the two halves of the bookmark. So that is the original artwork that's also for sale on the campaign. And what was so fun about it was this, to me, is the fun about, monsters and creatures from Universal to Hammer Horror to where we are today, to H.P. Lovecraft. This was the stuff that I wanted to encapsulate in this book. And when you think about this as being, a bookmark that you've got for Nosfero, I hope you will keep it in there fondly, because, again, when you've got a painted book like this, and it's a pulp, high plot, low page count, 33 beautifully painted pages. The coolest thing about it is that the bookmark is there to remind you of what paintings you want to come back to and visit. That's the thing that's been so fun about this, man. What is up, Phil? How are you doing, brother? It is great to see you. And yes, thank you, Groomsman, for dropping Terror in the Trenches into the comment section. Yeah, man, it's a blast. And I'll tell you this, guys, I am filled with Backer 500. Can't wait for another Shanth book. Justin Buckley, one of my former students. God bless you, man. It is great to see you in the house, man. Yeah, this is definitely my finest, and it only gets better from here, guys. My mind has been racing. I have to kind of hold off other creative thoughts until I finish what I'm working on, because that's the way you get things done, and that's the way I've got to do it. And it is a marathon. I didn't want to catch myself slipping. I just checked, and I had only backed once. For shame, Backer 391 and 628. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now I'm going to have to go and let me do this and see what we've got here, folks. Hang on a second. Hang on. Oh, my goodness, you guys. I'm not going to make it today. That's for sure. Oh, Lordy. You guys are too much. You guys are too much. All right, so let's see if I can figure this out again. Old Man River in the house. And let's see what we've got here. Let's do a refresh. Oh, my Lord. Unreal. You guys are unreal. I don't even know what to say. Man, this is going to be a tough day. All righty, so let me send you a cheerleader. Charge! Man, you guys are gonna break me today, man. It's crazy. I'm telling you, man, it is a crazy thing. And thank you, So Curial One. It is I can't pronounce. My brain is gone. I appreciate you being a channel member, and thank you for being an early backer. Because when you say to people that you're doing a fully painted comic book, it is an amen, Vaughn. But when you say to people you're doing a fully painted comic book, even I was thinking about this, that it is, you see those photos of Alex Ross with his leg chained to the desk, and I'm thinking, wow, it's, and then on top of that, it's the writing the story, it's all of that stuff, and you're creating it in a sense in an independent space. And thank God for Comicsgate. Thank God that there's a place, an outfit, as I like to call it, where people support one another, where there are basically fans like myself who were sort of disenfranchised by, the kind of war on fandom. And it's so nuts. I could think about it all day, how if I hadn't, been searching for people who had a similar perspective on what was going on in pop culture, the cultural vandals, as Doomcock likes to say, and that hadn't led me to Ethan Van Sciver, and that hadn't led me to Comicsgate and seeing his work, and also I have to say, another big person that I'm thinking of today, and who has a bit of a thank you at the end of the book, is in addition to John Malin and EVS and Comicsgate and Rocky, a friend of mine, and a bunch of other people with gratitude section. The thing that is crazy about it is Jordan Peterson. And I can't tell you enough how much it was a out-of-body experience when I'm watching this guy. He's a comic book artist. He's about my age. I'm having a similar experience in my career, and I'm listening to Jordan Peterson, and then I'm watching. He should play that more. I'm watching Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and it starts with, "Hello, my name is Jordan Peterson, author of 12 Rules for Life. You're watching," and I was like, what the hell is he doing on here? And then I learned that Ethan had done the illustrations for 12 Rules for Life, and I'm like, this is this is like the nexus of where all this stuff is happening. So yeah, it is crazy, guys. It is crazy to think about that stuff. And thank you guys so much for sharing the link and putting all this stuff out there, guys. And yeah, hit the link, share the stream out. But I mean, I'm telling you, let's get those 600, man. This is what I want to do. And the thing I'm most, we have a guest. Boom. Vaughn in the house. What's up? Good morning, brother. How you doing? Good afternoon.
Nosfero.
That's right, man. How you doing?
The book is finally coming, baby. I'm fantastic. I'm up to my neck in beautiful comic books, getting them all bagged and boarded and ready to ship out to everybody. So I'm having fun. I'm signing shit all day. Yeah, it's great watching you just put on good movies you already kind of know and love and just get to work, you know. But I wanted to take a little break and congratulate my friend on Nosfero doing amazing. I mean, doing amazing, but we know that there's bigger things to come because this book, once it gets out, the word of mouth and just how much people are going to feel like they missed out is going to be astounding, I feel like. And man, I'm excited for this book. I cannot wait. I've been dreaming of this forever, man. So
dude,
just proud of you. Proud of you. Well done, you know.
Well, you couldn't have come in at a better time because I have just been told. Let's refresh. Holy.
600, baby.
600. Oh, my God, guys. This is going out to Simply Green and all of you backers out there. God bless you. This one is for you.
Charge!
This is, Vaughn, this is madness. I know that.
I like madness.
It's God bless you guys. 600. You guys, this is the day. This is the day Sean falls apart, man. You guys rock. I know this isn't your first rodeo,
cry, everybody. Yeah.
Seriously, it doesn't take much. I'm you know this. I'm an easy laugher, and I'm getting to be an easy crier in my old age. But I'm telling you what, man. It's yeah, dude. When I remember,
you're not supposed to cry watching Karate Kid, but I did, and I
we have to. We have to,
okay,
man.
It's good, okay?
Dude, I'm with you. You know, it's Thank you guys. Yeah. Oh,
Sean,
go ahead, man.
You are an incredible artist, and you did an incredible thing other than just a book. You broke out of the matrix to come make art on your terms, and the amount of courage that took is very admirable. So other artists will be able to look to you for that strength now.
I will tell you this,
that's
man.
Good.
You and I have had many conversations, and about, you know, our journeys to this place and the decisions we've made, and, you know, the road less traveled. And I'm just telling you, man, it's been incredible because you don't even know if you're gonna, you know, you take this leap of faith, and you can't. If I could go back in time and say, oh, you're gonna meet all these amazing friends, it would have been an easier leap of faith, but that's not how it works. You know, it's like you got to go in there. You know, got to lead with your heart.
And even with your friends, this is like totally like some evil cursed road out of Dungeons and Dragons, where like backs because it's a dark road. Like it's filled with fear and doubt and naysayers, and it's all noise because with good art we cut through it. And it really is a privilege to get to surf the same waves as all these great artists in Comicsgate in this era of making great art in an era of like bad mainstream art that's trying to control culture and change it and tell you you're a bad person. We are like the alternative, like goodness in the world, trying to make it different, trying to make it better again, trying to heal some shit. So it's going to be an uphill battle always. But I think people like personality types like ours kind of revel in that space, that 300 Spartans space or whatever.
Oh my God, yes. You know, I mean, I was the comic book that got me into comic shops, and it's why there's almost like a little bit of a skull-like thing to Nosfero's chest plate, was the Punisher limited series by Mike Zeck. And when I see people talking about what happened to the Punisher, what is up, TC and Leg Kick One? It is great to see you guys. I go, and I feel a little down about it. I go, oh, we've got Terror, though. We've got Vaughn's book. And we've got the Skull is alive and well. And it's just so great, man. And I mean, when you send the photos and show the photos of the books, I'm dying, man. It's so great, dude. It's so great.
Pretty. I'm really happy with how they came out. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, man. I mean, there's even if I didn't make terror, there is someone else out there who keeps the dark vengeful heroes alive. I know there are, you know. It's not going to go away. They can't change, they can't reroute our culture into theirs. It's just not going to work. It's being rejected all over the place, even on the grounds. Even the Supreme Court is having to like shut it down lately, which is great. So our own Constitution is finally being adhered to a little more. Things like that, like things are swinging in a new direction again, and that's just the way these things go. You just that the patience involved is insane. Even while packaging terror books, sometimes I feel just overwhelmed. The world moves so fast, and sometimes it feels like comics can move so slow. Do you know what I mean? And yet the fans love it. And that's what makes it real for people like you and me, right? And for us to do this, it's the fans who appreciate it. Like they keep that flame burning, and there's just so much. I don't know. I love that. I have a lot of respect for that, and it's like we have a chance because they dropped the ball to show everyone that respecting the fans and making those good classic, just solid hitting stories that give people a good time we have a chance to like show people that's where it's at, like to remind them other artists like this is where it's at. You guys were lied to about ideology and all this politicized shit, and like now what if you could be free like us to like do things your way and not have to like impress a team of diversity hired corporate weirdos, and just be you, man, and make comics on your terms. I don't know, it's just there's so much fun to that. I still feel like in a weird way, even though we've been doing this for years too, that we're still kind of like breaking down barriers. There's still more to do. It's crazy to think about. But these things do take, everything worth doing is a campaign that can take years and years. So amen,
man. You hit it right. And I got to say, Michael Deitch, now, these are the reasons why I think I say when we were talking last night about the whole comics broke me, and I always think when I look at folks like Michael Deitch who's coming in here and sending the super chat just to say it's hard to walk away from an established career and strike out on your own, takes talent, guts, and hard work. Congratulations. We are so, I got to send him some cheerleaders, but we are so fortunate, man. So fortunate. Charge! You know, and I got to share, let me see if I can do this. This will take a feat of competence that I may not have sorted out, but let me see if I can do this.
Are you a boomer? Take this simple test.
Oh, yeah, this test to be shorter than anyone will know. But I've got this is before the and thank you so much, Michael. I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate. Yeah, I don't know how. Well, I'm losing mine fast because I can't take it anymore. But I have the last page of this book, and if I can make this happen, or second to last page. The last page of this book is an Ayn Rand quote. But I am so slow at this. But the second to last page of this book is this, and I just have to add it to stream. And this is the fun part, right? So this is the second to last page of the book, and it's got with gratitude for all of these amazing folks.
Awesome. Hey, it's me.
This one in particular.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man. Yeah.
So this is the stuff. You're in the book, baby.
You're most.
That's how it is.
I appreciate that. That's honorable. I gave my all to all my friends and their projects to help them be the best they can be, and I try my best. I'm not always right on what a project needs. I can just give my, you know what I mean? Because in the end, I feel like the artist knows. They just might need help finding it sometimes, or like getting a new perspective can really help. It helps me with my writing all the time. But yeah, you are just such a master, though. I felt like I was more like just kind of reminding you how good you were.
Dude, I will tell you, man, it's the funniest thing in the world, right? But I have found after gosh knows how many years, and Admiral, welcome to the stream. Odin, welcome to the stream. I have been told that we may be at 6:01. Let me refresh and see.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're about to get to $36,000, guys. Can't even believe this, man. Oh my God, you guys are the best. And you know, this is the thing about it, right? Is that yeah, come for the cheerleaders, stay for the art. So let me send a cheerleader out there because you got to, man. You got to.
Charge!
Incredible. Man,
let's go.
But you know, when I saw Terror, and one of my buddies in the chat, who's also thanked, who's been with me since the start, was the gentleman who won the Terror art contest.
Yes,
and that was so fun to hook you up, because dang, that's a sweet piece, man.
That came out so cool. I was just like, dang, I want to work with. I want more from this guy. Yeah, really great, really good artist. Captured a lot of what I was doing with Terror really well. And yeah, I just killed it. Man, all the art that was turned in for that art contest, holy shit. There's some talented MFers walking around in CG, man. It's just amazing. Oh, yeah. It'd be weird to be like on the other side. I always think about their side, because like it's like all fake, and it's all like watch what you say, and it's all like it's like and you see all this other talent and action and fun going on over there, but you're not allowed to go over there. So then you show up to like talk shit or badmouth them or block everybody or whatever helps you cope. But it's so weird. Like that's why you get like Mark Brooks, who like works for Marvel. Like he comes in to like mock indie creators in CG sometimes, to like give a little. It's always a little snide mean girl remark, and you're like, dude, you're a 50-year-old man. It's who works for Marvel, and you're doing this to indie creators. Like, this is unheard of in comics history. Like, this didn't used to, thanks internet.
No, it's beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I hate snobs. Zade Comics with $5, and I gotta say, this one, Nosfero and Terror are at the top of my list for most anticipated books. Can't wait to see where these characters go. Pleasure to rub elbows with y'all. I'm back at you, brother.
Thanks, Phil. You as well. You're awesome, and watching you grow as an artist is a pleasure, dude. Keep going. Keep killing.
We're gonna send you some cheerleaders, because that's how Vaughn and I roll. Charge! Right on, man. Love it. So holy cow, man. So fulfillment, huh? Feels good.
It does. I'm really excited to give people this book. I had this weird moment of being like really scared that like everything was wrong with the book, but then I started to read it, and I couldn't stop reading it. I was like, I wanted to keep reading. It was fun. It flowed. It captured my imagination. The art looked good. And then I held it to my chest, and like tears came out.
Dude, it's gonna be. Like, let's
fulfill this.
I should have done this younger. I think I'm getting weaker in my old age, and these things are affecting me more, man.
It was a defining moment where it's like I was holding my future in my hands, and like so many people had supported it. It had taken a long time to get here. The printer had done a bunch of errors and made it take like doubly long as what my plan was. So it's been a thing, It's been a long time coming, and so just the weight of that. And the fact that when you're a writer and you finally hold your book in your hand and you open it and it's not dog shit, it's a feeling. I don't know.
Isn't that the funniest
Germans
bar?
Have a word for it or something, huh?
Like that's the bar. People like, I will tell you this. I will flip through Nosfero and I will go, this isn't detailed enough.
Right.
And my wife is like, what are you talking about? I can't even see what you're painting right now.
Yeah.
And it's, oh my gosh, this is crazy, man.
So you haven't printed the books yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, because I'm going to talk to, there's the printer I use for art books 1 and 2. And then there's the printer that Eric is using. And he wanted to talk to me about that and talk about using them because he's said that they're really motivated and, interested in doing this stuff. So, it's like, so that I've done the first 2 art books and I just want to make sure it's that quality or better.
Sounds good.
That's gonna be fun.
Solid plan ahead. Great. I'm excited. I'm so excited. When you get it in your hands, you're going to have some experiences, man. It's going to be a thing.
Will definitely not film it. Definitely not film it. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's already, I mean.
Yeah. It's going to be. terrifying and so rewarding and so great. There's a real I felt very proud of my work and my team. My team did great. I hope so. I hope so. Well, I'm going to let the people decide, you know. I mean, I hope they love the hell out of it. I mean, it's just the beginning of 3 books of a really bad night in Black Terror's life, man, where we get to learn a lot about him and his, you know, his dark, messed up past and some of the messed up things he's done and the way he's had to deal with them. So it's going to be, it's so fucking cool. I don't even know how to describe it. People just say it's
going to be a good night for us is the main thing.
Yeah, I hope it satisfies. It's 78 pages of story and then a bunch of bonus content to almost like 100 pages. So it's like a nice thicker. It's a thickie.
I'm being mocked here. All our books will be slightly damp because they will be doused with Sean's tears.
Yes, you gotta.
Thanks, Cruzman.
Yeah, take only one book and then walk away from the other books and then have your moment. And
I'll have
the mop, the bucket, because it's. Yeah. I didn't expect that. It was like this. What movie is it where the guy like looks absolutely insane and discovers his like gold finally, and he's just like and he's like barely a human at this point. He's like Golem. You know what I mean?
Gosh.
Like that's how I felt when I finally had my books. Like gold. So yeah, it's a good thing.
You gotta kill me, dude. Oh man, but you're right. I mean. And this is the thing too, for those of you guys, I'm sure most of you guys know Vaughn, but for those of you guys who don't know, one of the best things about coming in this space and not only meeting you guys, you backers, you maniacs who are amazing, was that I was looking to meet some people who were into pulp like I was, who were into all of this crazy and horror and all this crazy stuff. And Vaughn and Phil and all of you guys and Razor Fist, who I'm doing that piece for right now, man. It's like, it's when, you know, you look at this stuff. Let me see if I can switch up. Actually, I'll show that in a bit. But when meeting all of the folks who are doing this kind of stuff has been huge, you know, and Phil, I don't know if I told you this, but Phil is funny. Phil is, I don't know what Phil makes of this, and I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but, it's right here, actually. I know where I have it. But Phil, who is, I guess, best friends with Steranko at this point, sent me a book. I wish I could figure out where the heck I put this. But he sent me a book of the Steranko exhibit just as a present, as a brother in pulp, because I was like, man, I can't believe I missed this. And oh my gosh, Siege Perilous backer number 632, Sean, my first CG purchase of many to come.
Oh, that's amazing.
Only took me 5 years. All the best, man. Siege, my God, this is epic. Hang on a second. Let me
bring it up. You're just popping cherries.
We just crossed $36,000.
That's amazing. Congratulations, man. How's it feel?
I'm going to a cheerleader.
Let's go.
Guys are killing me.
Let's go.
Guys are killing me. Dude,
everybody loves you.
What is happening?
I can't believe your whole dude. This book is going to be upheld as like a relic of great pulp horror by a lot of people who missed out. They're going to be like, where can I get this? I hope you have extra copies for cons or something, because I feel like more horror fans need to know about this in general, because your book is such a love letter to all
the makers of Xanax.
Yeah. Your book is such a perfect love letter to all of the good things that people who love horror love.
Yeah, I love the stuff too. You know it is. I mean, we've talked about this stuff a ton.
It's perfect.
But it was that the aesthetics of horror, even just starting with those, were so imaginative, and werewolves and vampires and Lovecraft. You know, it's just crazy. I mean, I did not think, you know, what's a good horror story watching Sean cry. Yeah, man. It's, I will tell you, man, that is a horror story. But it's crazy. You know, you're just like, is there an audience out there? Because I'm one of those folks who, and we've talked about this. I came into Comicsgate where the promise that I had, or the hope that I had, was that I was looking for. The only guarantee that I really wanted Comicsgate to be able to offer was a chance. That was it.
Right.
And to not only get a chance and to see that there, but then to have people want to back a fully painted comic book in an era where that level of craft and new characters and all of that stuff. I mean, holy cow, man.
Yeah.
This is just, it's nuts, man. It's
nuts. That's why we like it.
Promote it with Odin's upcoming horror book with Skunk and a bunch of other cool peeps. There you go, guys. There is the link to that. Go check it out, guys, right there. Kill Them Dead. There it is. Let's see here. Nintendo Ginger. Hail to you, Nintendo Ginger. It is great to see you, my friend. Plenty of people are going to feel left out and left behind when Nosfero starts arriving in other people's hands. You know what's so cool about it is, though, is that when I think about this space, and Vaughn, you know what I'm talking about, it is like a leap of faith. People go, I'm going to back this book. I hope it gets done, and I hope I get something. And it's so much easier. That's why the it was when I was listening to the guy who greenlit the Ninja Turtles movie, and it was talking about it. And he said, New Line took a chance on us. Everybody else said no. And when it came to the sequel, we were like, the film stays with the true believers. For me, those backers on that first book are the true believers, man. And holy cow, you guys are amazing.
Yeah. Thank you guys for believing in us. Without it, we got nothing. I mean, the trust you put in us means a lot. And so we hope to deliver the best in story and art in the world, man. I mean, America, like all art movements throughout history, whatever the cool people were making was definitely not mainstream at first at all. There's no way. And you guys are you're ahead of that. You're ahead of the mainstream. You're supporting the cool, interesting people and comics and artists that are going to pave some kind of a future here. Because without it, I mean, I'm telling you, like, you can't subsist off a diet of soulless storytelling.
You can't
do it. It can't sustain. It can't. That, I think there's a reason a bunch of bombs are happening in Hollywood right in front of us right now as I say this.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones has bombed. Little Mermaid did poorer than they expected. What else? The newest Disney animation, Elementals or whatever, bombed. It's just bomb, bam, and a ding, a dang, ding, dong. So I'm just sitting there going, like, why are they like? There's got to be a renaissance or some sort of a candle lit again, a spark, because this can't last. It's obviously collapsing.
Well, I mean, Michael Deach says it right here. Absolutely right, Vaughn. I'm a huge fan of horror in literature, film, and comics. You name it. There's an untapped pool of horror fans who don't know about the new horror comics. Absolutely right, man. Yeah. I mean, it's when I was watching all of this stuff, and again, it is, we talk about, Eric was talking on, I think it was Quarter Black's channel with, who's with the Blaze, Eric July and Gary. They were talking about everything that's sort of been going on. And Eric was talking about the Rippaverse. And he said, this technology can't be overstated in how it's made all this possible. Like, this technology existing cannot be overstated because we're doing a live show talking about our work, promoting our work, going out to everybody. That is nuts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's actually, I have to remind myself as an artist, like, this is as good as it's going to get for me as an artsy type who's not like too social to interact and promote and show people my stuff without having to, the old days of printing your own book, stuffing it in the trunk of your car, and then driving it across the country is what you pretty much did, right? I mean, it's this is as good as it gets, and it is a miracle. It is a new, it's new, it's fun, and we're at the beginning of it. Like, we're at the beginning of watching this happen. Something that's just gonna become a common way that artists reach people and discover and grow audiences.
That's crazy. And Bogan World, thank you so much for that Australian $7.99 super chat. Hey, Sean, congratulations. Can't wait to get my copy. Charge. This cheerleader is for you. Charge. I mean, it's for me, I remember, and it's so funny to think about, but and when I came into CG, I'm like you, I'm a true introvert. My wife even points it out in the introduction of this book. She wrote an introduction that, Should have come with, you know, I don't know, some paddles to shock me back to life.
Introvert abduction for you?
Yes.
No.
Oh, yes, she did. Totally. She totally did an introvert induction or something. I don't know. But it was sort of funny because she was talking about this stuff, and I remember the way I felt most comfortable in helping with Comicsgate was at first I reached out to Ethan behind the scenes and was like, "Hey, man," and then I started sending him videos. And doing all of those videos, like the thought of my first stream promoting stuff was crazy, man. Like it's nerve-wracking to live stream at first, but John was like, "You just got to do it." You know, John Malin was like,
I remember that. Yeah,
he's brutal, man. And so it's Rob, man,
dude.
Yeah,
you were. I totally have something. I like totally laughed at your joke at the worst moment.
Go ahead, man.
Got something stuck in my throat, but yeah. You're 100%. I hate that it's the truth, but it is. You get yourself out there. I'm amazed at this point. I'm still having to like reintroduce myself because new people come in. That's how fast everything moves, Sean. Yeah, like I said, absolutely. Everything moves so fast. If you don't stop and look around, no, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean.
I'll let you answer this. I'll let you answer this one. How does it feel to be part of the Renaissance, Sean and Vaughn? They can't bury good creativity. Vaughn, you're taking this one.
I'm waiting to see if I really will be considered part of that by historians or not. I don't know. Sometimes I get all like sappy and like, yeah, what I'm doing, I'm bringing it back, baby. I'm bringing back good story. What's up? You know, I'm going to show how valuable that is, and I'm going to make people happy and blah, blah, blah. But like sometimes it's like, what is that feeling? That feeling of like, is what I'm doing really achieving my goal? Is it really the Renaissance? Am I really it? And then I come back to like my books. I read my books. I see the fans' reactions, and I'm like, I'm doing something. Something good is happening from this. So yeah, well, man. I can't really say. I can't call myself Michelangelo or anything. You know what I'm saying?
There's been a few. All the commissions I've been doing have been in the Iron Age or Comicsgate space. To say that because you know, Razor Fist is in the Razor Fist space in that sense, but you know, Iron Age works. And I will say that it's a crazy thing because I've had the opportunity to paint one of your characters, and putting one of your characters into paint on illustration board on my desk was one of my favorite experiences, man.
Wow!
You know, to meet people. Funny enough, another person whose work I've I've painted, Camel Moon, is saying backer 633. Let's do a refresh and see where we are. Bang. 604.
Oh shit! Let's go.
This is nuts, guys. This is nuts. And speaking of my brother, Gross Point Dan Lawless, it's great to see you, man. Hi, Jonathan Vaughn. Congratulations on the closeout. Thank you so much. Dan is another person who I say this all the time, man. His piece for Terror is such a banger, man. It is such a great piece.
Yeah,
dude, it's craziness.
You guys are gonna love when you get your books done. I've got that piece for you. That's one of people's favorites. I love that. I keep hearing that from everybody. That is so cool. Thank you, Dan. You're amazing, dude. It's just an honor just to have you work on something with me. It's amazing. Yeah, I shouldn't doubt myself. You know, when I'm looking at all these books stacked up and they look so good and everyone's so excited for them, like. But it's just, you know, I'm not trying to doubt myself too much. I'm trying to just make stuff, and then we can look back and go, what did I really achieve? Do you know what I mean? Like, what did I my goal is to be the cutting edge of this Iron Age Renaissance. It is. I just don't want to, you know, declare myself Michelangelo quite yet, you know.
Dude, but here's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah.
When you think about that time, the thing that made it so great is just to be a part of all of this crazy stuff that was going on, and that lifted it up. I mean, the level after whoever the top guys are, whether it's Michelangelo or whoever. Think about this: you had Da Vinci, you had Michelangelo, then you had Michelangelo's, the people around him. Everybody could throw down, and so that movement isn't a movement with just one person. Yeah, you know, it's just a rock star appearance. And
I love to think about the documentary they have to make about all of us, or like and like how it's their, like, who's going to be mentioned in it and like their contributions and what, I don't know. It's interesting to me to think about that because,
dude,
I know so much about Comicsgate, the lore, and then the artists and what we've all done and contribute. You know what I mean? And like, it's really interesting when you start to add it all up. I mean, I've got a library already of Comicsgate books. I've supported so many, and
yeah, dude, it's awesome.
It's yeah. Over these last few years, when I look at this library, I'm like, damn, this is an interesting chunk of work we've got brewing, dude. This shit's crazy. I love it. It's the new.
And I gotta say,
yeah.
For Camel backing, I forgot to do this, but thank you. Charge! And yeah, and Camel and Dan, if you want to come in, I sent the links to you guys. But yeah, I mean, with Terror, this is a crazy thing for me, right? Because I did, you were kind enough to send me the PDF for reference for Monster MD. And then I was just sitting here thinking about it, and I was like going, man, I'm going to have, and I've been dying for this, my first 2 Vaughn books at the same time for my collection. My collection does not feel whole because I do not have your books in my house, but that will be remedied thanks to, me getting to it, late, but it's crazy, man. I mean, I told my wife about this because we will just talk about, the art and thing. And I go, there's nothing I've ever experienced like this, because she was going to conventions with me when I was promoting a book I self-published in the early 2000s. And so she has watched, dealing with Diamond Comics distribution from me being a 14-year-old and selling my comics out of duffel bags. And, the Flash Gordon book you have is, I think, the last published comic books I did before I went into concept art and all of that kind of stuff.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And so, yeah, this is me returning to it. And it's because it would have had to have been something this incredible, like this phenomenon, to bring me back, man. Yeah. Mostly CG indeed, man. Stuff is building, says Admiral Wackass. Odin, I wonder if I'm a part of the Renaissance. I can't wait to be a part of the documentary. That's absolutely right, man.
So much fun.
Timmy Mello, I'm starting to develop a row on my bookshelf of CG content received.
Oh, nice. It's cool.
Beautiful. Oh, we've got my other brother here who you know well, and I know well, Gross Point Dank, in the house. Boom! What is up, brother?
Hi, guys. How are we doing?
Hey, what's up?
Good, man. We're doing great. It's great to see you, man.
It's exciting to see both of you guys are kind of closing it out. Vaughn, you're still in demand, right, Vaughn? But
yes, sure am.
But exciting to see it printed, and now here it comes. It's like it's because it's been a while. These books take time, and so when they're finally coming out, like CYBERFROG, 3, and I mean, it's just it's fun to just like it's there. It's almost more exciting if you have to wait a little bit for it,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got to bring in somebody who also isn't a fan of your work. You know how it is. We've got Camel Moon, the one and only here in the house. Another Dan Lawless.
Howdy. How you been?
Hello there.
Was it on my stream, Camel? When I showed you Dan's art for the first time, you go, this is Dan. This is what he does. And you were like,
no idea. Now I do.
Yeah. I'm surprised how many people don't know like that I did those Marvel cards 30 years ago or whatever it was.
I knew.
They're all surprised. So they go, oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, that's you. Like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
So,
well, Dan,
I did something good in my career.
You had to work harder to surprise me, which was we grew up in the same neighborhood as kids.
Oh, yeah.
Kids and whatever it was.
I still can't believe that. You guys know the story, right? I delivered newspapers to Sean's house when I was a kid,
Oh, wow.
I delivered papers. I was a paper boy. And I wasn't my regular route, but often I would substitute on all the streets nearby, and I'm sure at some point I was delivering papers to his house. Maybe when he was there, I don't know. The timing was a little weird, but I'm not sure. Probably maybe just
weird enough anyway.
It's weird enough anyway.
Anyway, because it's that's where I was thinking about all this stuff. If I need to have a serious Batman action figure conversation where we're talking scale, we're not screwing around. I know I can always reach out to Camel.
Most important.
It's the way it is. He's not playing. And it's like we can all talk about pulp and horror and monsters and creations. And Dan, I know, doesn't like Frank Frazetta's work, but we can probably talk about it. We both have that giant book. And speaking of the great Eric Weathers, don't ever get it twisted in the chat, who's lettered Nosfero. And thank you so much, Eric.
And many books, many great books.
He's the man, without a doubt. So Dan, what have you got cooking up?
I'm actually working on my own comic finally.
Yes.
If you want to just tell us the ending,
The ending.
Just gonna tell us the end right now.
Hold on. You gotta
Here it
make
is.
man big here.
I do layouts first, so that's what it's all layout. It's all laid out. So that's
my God, that's so much work.
well, it is. Which is so maybe it'll come out in a couple years.
Dude,
How many pages do you think it'll be, Dan?
60 pages.
Oh, that's good. That's a good lot of work. That's a good
Yeah,
amount of work.
yeah. But
And
I mean,
did you write it,
I'm
or are you
pretty
working with
quick. I
someone?
mean, I don't know. We'll see. I may, as I get into it, I may just like let it be a little looser. Really, the degree of how tight it is a big deal to how long it takes. I mean, I can do something pretty sketchy faster. But I really want to. I mean, if I'm gonna everything I got, this isn't. It's not just about. I mean, people paying $25 for these things. They got to be good. And you guys, that's why we bring up. We kick up our game. I mean, Sean, I mean, your work is just. It's taken off. It's like the colors are phenomenal. I mean, incredible. It's like a color theory lesson. Just looking at your work. So it's like. That's exciting. And that doesn't that you can't just do that in 2 seconds. I'm sorry. I'm going to give you a little bit of that because you really deserve it. You worked really hard.
This is an intervention. All right, fine. I'll stop eating beef jerky.
Stop being better than us, Sean.
Yeah.
No, man. It was the craziest thing, right? Because I remember hearing C.S. Lewis and all those folks talk about the Inklings and the Eagle and Child and all that stuff, and saying that there is just nothing better than meeting people who have a similar passion for the things you do in conversation. And without Comicsgate and all of the amazing backers we have and all of the amazing creators, I don't think I even knew what I was missing until I came into this space. And it was just oxygen, man. It was just oxygen of creativity, dude.
Ditto.
Yeah. Craziness, man.
Do you have a title for this piece, Dan?
Me, my comic?
Yeah.
Not yet. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I got one, but I'm not ready to reveal it yet. But
okay.
And did you
actually, I got a couple. I'm playing. I'm still deciding.
Working titles. Okay.
Working title, yes.
Fun.
So, but it's gonna be sword and sorcery. It's gonna be kind of Conan like, but more like armor and stuff. And it comes down to just doing the stuff I want to do. Like, I want to
where you shine.
I just want to paint armor and tough badass fighters and war and all this stuff. The funny thing is I looked at it. There's like no women in it. Like everyone's like you gotta put some. Yeah, that's right. You got to put some women in there because you draw really good women. I do, but I think I do. And but it's like it just didn't. It's all fighting. Like this whole thing is very dramatic in that way. So I don't know. I'm gonna stick some in there in the background or something.
Well, that's what we're paying for,
write the book, Dan? Did you write it?
Yeah, I'm writing it. Yeah.
Okay.
Really, honestly, I'm not like, I gotta write something. It's more like I want to control the art. It's just like
You're
I'm
like
just
the art lead.
But I mean, there's an arc,
yeah.
right? I mean, there's a story,
Nothing
a
wrong with
narrative of
that.
some type.
Oh, it's very much a story. Yes, yeah. In fact, I got a good story, but I think I actually ran it past Mike Barron. He said this is really good. So
Mike is great. Cool. Mike is terrific.
So we'll see. I mean, it doesn't suck. In other words, so far. That's the best I can read. That's my latest report. The bar's set pretty low.
Oh, dude, I'd like to thank the mainstream industry for that, right? I mean, they basically said to us, listen, you can't fall out of the basement. I heard the best joke I've ever heard.
I've never heard that.
Dude, that's such my favorite Southernism. I always tell people this is it's like when you can't fall out of the basement is one of the all-time greats. And someone made this joke the other day that I loved, and I just was crying. They said, how do you make a multi-million-dollar franchise? And the punchline was, you give Kathleen Kennedy a multi-billion-dollar franchise. And I just went, oh my God.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's how you open the door to us, man. You open the door to us because you keep out great people. You keep out great artists or you push out great artists from the burning building that you're in. And you make them build something better. It is a incompetence on an incredible scale that we're here and thriving like we are. Because if they were good with what they have behind them, it would be a much harder battle. But they pushed all of the great people out. They're in our space. So it's like, good luck.
Hey, do you guys feel like the Bud Light thing was a turning point?
Yeah,
in all this stuff.
Yeah, it
crossed the
definitely
line
helped
that
usher
made everyone
in
react.
on a much larger scale.
Yeah.
You know, because it brought the conversation into the home, whereas before that it was always very like on the cusp, and some people knew about what was happening, some people didn't. But the Bud Light thing, that made that like
That's
sort
what
of
I
a
think.
ubiquitous movement.
Yep.
No,
And
there was a line
like the
crossed that made men go, no. Like, no, we're done.
Yep.
We're done with this. This is over. Like when you see the footage of Dylan walking in like a little breakfast at Tiffany's dress and then pull up a sixer of Bud and act like, I just brought this home. Like bullshit. You do not bring home sixers of Bud, man. You do not do that. You do not.
Oh.
A line was crossed.
Hey,
It's
Shane,
beautiful.
is the book done? Like, are you going to be able to mail it soon?
I'm going to be able to print it soon. I'm talking between the printer I used on the first 2 art books and then the printer that Eric's using, because he had said that he was really happy with them. But yeah, the book is done, man.
How many pages?
Is done. It's 33 pages, special number for me. And then it's on top of that. Yeah, I could go on and on about that number. But then on top of that, you've got it's square bound, thick paper, and then there's the bonus stuff, which a lot of people, that's sort of a tradition from my art books. So it's the most paintings I've ever done in a book to this point. And each painting. Is
the bonus stuff in the regular issue, or is that a supplemental or something?
Everyone gets the bonus stuff.
Oh, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see this whole compilation you've taken years to put together.
Dude, it is crazy, man. I would tell you this. It's today. I don't know if you mentioned this. Today is the 2-year anniversary of me handing in my letter of resignation to the college I taught at over the DEI stuff they were pushing. And so, like everything I do in a book is, it's always just the way I am. With my work, it sort of ties to stop it, you guys. So they know I have a problem with numbers that end in 7. Because I'm a special boy. They know I have a thing with 3s and a thing I can't deal with 7. But it's crazy, man. Stop it, groomsmen. This is actually one of my former groomsmen. But when I did the first 2 art books, which are, I think I have those kicking around here. But when I did those first 2 art books, I started experimenting with their, square bound, and I do bonus feature stuff in it. Let me just see if I can make this larger here. But I did high gloss stock, and then I worked on getting the reproductions of the paintings. So I did this thing in these books where I would do the artwork at 100% size, cropped on one side, and then the full piece on the other side.
Oh, brilliant! And
just to test if the work would hold up in terms of the printing process.
Clever.
So yeah, this was art book 1, and I funded this on Indiegogo because even though I wasn't in Comicsgate because I wasn't making comics, which in hindsight maybe I should have just said I was in Comicsgate. It's like I'm making art books, but I did these first 2 art books on Indiegogo as the proof of concept of could I possibly do. And here's for those of you guys getting the art book, one of the creatures from that. But then in this book,
have you ever seen his Godzilla and King Kong stuff?
Oh,
it's
but it
so
looks
cool.
really good.
Yeah. So
this was my tests for what could comic book pages be if I actually painted them, because it is an insane process to paint, comics.
Yeah, look at that.
And it was just, I think I have, this is the Franken Kong piece from art book 2. And I'll see if I can get that to focus.
Someone brought it back.
Yes, there. Let's see if this does it. If my face is out of the way, but maybe not. Maybe it won't. But it was a crazy thing to me because I thought when I was doing this stuff, I was going, all right, so can we do a comic? And I came up with a couple of different ideas. Oh, here's the bonus features in the back of art book 2. So this tracing paper transfer was right on this side, was bought by an artist named J.M. Dragunis. So, it's got a little credit for him there, but it's, this is some of the stuff that I did. These are what the behind the scenes typically look like. So Nosfero is going to be no different. And this is the sketch on this side, and then this is the finish. So I usually paint my sketches, and
Yeah,
then
your
here's the
sketches
work
are
done.
just as good as your finishes. They're like they're both
Thanks,
awesome,
man.
man.
Well,
Dig that
you know,
stuff,
it helps explain stuff to people, because when I did, let me see if I can get to the camera here, because this is an easier way to show things. When I started working on this piece I'm doing for Razor Fist right here for his book, the thing about it is you know, you can show people sketches and they get a much better sense of what this thing is going to look like. So I did 2 sketches for this, then I did the tracing paper transfer, and with all this stuff, right? Let me see if I can make this focus better here. With all of this stuff, like when you see the Frankenkong piece here, it's just about pushing that detail and pushing what you're doing as far as you possibly can, so that when you get to a double page spread like this from Nosfero, you know, I can do all the things, like I have a nod to Lovecraft's first drawing of Cthulhu in here, and the origin of this evil, you know, character, and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm able to just really push it, you know.
So what
I've
kind
been
of
looking-
what kind of drugs were you doing when you did that?
Oh my gosh, I love
feel like
Jeff
I'm
Darrow's
looking at
answer.
Evil Dead Book of the Dead, and I'm being hypnotized to like say something
Yeah,
I
like-
couldn't, you know.
My favorite quote response to that was
Incantation.
by Jeff Darrow, which was, they said, "What kind of drugs do you do?" when he was working on The Matrix, and he said, "Somonex and Metamucil."
It's funny.
But no, I mean, it's funny, man. It's
do you dream that kind of stuff? That I mean, I just don't
Yeah.
understand where. I mean, I'm so honestly, I'm kind of a by the book kind of artist. I sort of like, I'm straightforward in my approach, and it's a struggle for me to pull anything creative. But it seems like when I see stuff like that, it seems so out there. Like, where does it come from? I mean, I'm an artist asking another artist, where does it come from?
I don't know. Is the best way I could put it. I mean, ever since I was a kid, you know, I just would dream, and I would picture things in a way, and I wouldn't know what the hell it was. And I guess the best way I could put it is that when I went off to art school, when I would apply for work in the industry, and even when I would do comic book jobs, there was this way of where you have to do things a certain way that was always butting up against this. So it was a big deal to come into Comicsgate. I know it's probably the same with you guys, and to not have those kind of restraints there and say, wow, I can do whatever I want to do, but I've always done work this way. I think it was probably inspired by Mobius, but the biggest influence for me is Alphonse Mucha. I saw his stuff freshman year, the Slav epic, and all of his posters with the undulating panels. I said, why can't we do this in comics? You know, why can't we, like, this is, and then I saw Mobius's Arzak, and it's like, oh, someone doing this in comics. And then Adam Hughes, when I was at Gaijin Studios, he was bringing a lot of Mucha into his stuff. And I saw this stuff, and I go, well, what if you did this kind of, you know, because I do have more, you know, conservative, in some senses, more conservative pages where it's like, you know, I've got, panels that are a little bit more, some that are actually really that way, but panels that are a little bit more strict, and then some that have the Art Nouveau, you know, kind of elements to them.
So good.
But it's, for the most part, you know, that's just always been, you know, how Nosfero has been, you know, and I, like I said, I had no idea. And let me just give a shout out to my man, Dan Plagle, Boob Dan. If you've not checked out his book, Green Goblin, please do check, or Goblin Girl, sorry, not Green Goblin. God, I'm tired. Goblin Girl, the Goblin Girl, and a fellow Tim Vigil and Ninja Turtles fan. So God bless you, Dan. It's great to see you in the chat, my friend. But I actually did my first closeout stream was the Goblin Girl with Dan, and it was such a blast, man. It was one of my favorite comics. It's still one of my favorite Comicsgate memories. So thank you, Dan. I can't believe I said Green Goblin. I must be tired, man. I was just seeing the logo. I think that was the problem. But yeah, Alphonse Mucha is absolute. Stop it, you guys are killing me with these sevens, man. But you know, I mean, it's Camel was when he was telling me about Boots and Heels. I remember when you showed me the timeline.
Oh yeah, good luck.
I still one of my favorite moments, man. I was crying. You showed that to me, and I was like, yes, thank you so much. For getting that in the chat, Groomsman. And yeah, man, Dan, you know, my brain is a few French fries short of the Happy Meal right now. But it was one of those things where you see the timeline, and I go, what's so great about Comicsgate is I'm like, and this is how you think about your timeline. Like, this is how you approach your stories. To me, it's the same thing, you know, when I look at how you guys work. You know, whether it's terror or
You want
Dan, you were going to say the
make
name
sure
of your
that
project. Sorry, go ahead.
You want to make sure the story
Nice try.
exists. You know, if especially when it comes to like a time travel book, everything really needs to line up. And then once you start understanding like everyone has their own thread, you can really get fun and creative with that. Like everyone's on their own sort of hero's journey and how it all like intertwines. And but yeah, you can't just like keep that in your head. So I really need to jot it down and make sure that it was cohesive and coherent. Later, so after this book, do you have another book, or is it like is Nosfero? Is it one off, or is it going to be a sequel?
Well, Nosfero is definitely, and I gotta welcome a friend of ours in here too as well. If I can, let me see if I can make this happen. We've got Eric Weathers in the house.
Hello,
and
Eric.
So I've got another book planned in terms of for this, but the next thing I do is going to be as Grimsman knows, the temporary title for it is Nosfero 2. So that's going to be fun
right,
to do.
like Nosferatu. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So cool. When do you start?
And well, I'm going to do the next campaign I'm going to do is going to be, I think, for the art only version of this book, so that I can get that out there, because a lot of people were asking for that. I might do it on Fund My Comic, or I might do Shopify if this fine gentleman Eric Weathers has some thoughts on it. And yeah, it's going to be, because we're talking about printing and things like that. And Anthony Gonzalez Clark, my God, have to bother you, Dan. I'd love to do a variant for you. Think it over and let me know. I'm the guy who did Graham Nolan's JF, Joe Frankenstein variants, by the way.
Yeah, it was awesome.
He's awesome.
Boom. And let me get you a
I've
cheerleader.
worked with him.
And then I got to catch up with Eric. All right, Eric. Welcome.
That's a hotter cheerleader than the last one. Last ones you had.
I gotta raise the bar for Eric, especially, right? Oh my goodness. So, Eric, how are you doing, man? Oh, is he muted? Oh wait.
Sorry, the kids are home, so I'm muting intermittently.
Oh, we like kids.
Good, man.
Kids are fun. Let 'em-
Yeah, he's over here talking to his cousin on Minecraft. So
You got to. Yeah, you got to. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh, Random McRanderson with a $20 Canadian super chat. Hail and congratulations. Thank you, Random McRanderson. God bless you, man. Can't wait for the comic and art book to show up eventually. Yeah, they are. Absolutely. They're right over there in boxes, man. Congrats on the campaign. Hope to see you next one. See your next one blow up in a good way. No cheer, please. I've got you. No cheer. Don't worry.
Oh, disappointing.
There you go. There you go. It's the way it is. Yeah. So, Eric, how are things been going, man? Are you getting ready? Getting pumped?
yes, pumped, ready, primed. Other words I can't say in front of the children.
Exfoliated.
Yeah. So, by the way, as you can tell, I shaved.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Matt Damon.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting in shape for the next Bourne movie.
There you have it.
No, it's good. I'm waiting on the printer to get the books in so that I can fulfill the Kickstarter and fund my comic for Battlebrick Road 1 with the Kelsey
Nice.
Shannon cover. And then we are getting our trailer put together right now for Battlebrick Road 2. We got new artwork in, new colors in from Vinny, our colorist. And I'll put a tentative date. A couple of options we're looking at is either the 11th of August or whatever 2 weeks after that is, because the week in between is my oldest's birthday. And it's also like on a Thursday or Friday. So I didn't want to. We're going to have a bunch of 12-year-olds over for his birthday party. So I'm not going to launch that day.
Oh my gosh.
But
man.
soon, hopefully mid to late August. That's where we're headed.
Let's see if I can get. All right, folks. I want to see if I can share this too, and I'm going to try to go through everybody. So just give me a sec here.
See if you could sell those 12-year-olds some books, maybe.
Yeah,
They already
absolutely.
have them.
Right.
Oh yeah, their parents already bought them.
Oh, their
If
parents
they launched
okay.
before, if they would launched before the birthday party.
So
Yeah.
Vaughn, tell us about this fabulous website.
Well, that's my website, John. It's
That's
called
right.
Rise Again Comics. It's where after I finish Fulfilling Terror, I'm going to launch this beautiful store, and we're going to start selling these. and we'll see how it goes. It's my future. It's my it's where all the awesome stuff happens. You can read books, get like PDF samples, and yeah, that's about it. It's pretty awesome. I don't know what you want.
Vaughn, can you do a crowdfunder through this, perhaps, or?
Oh, I'm thinking about it. It's Wix, and I don't know what the setup and software is for that. I haven't really done my research
you
yet.
could probably get a plug-in. I don't think it'll be too hard.
It wouldn't be too hard, right? That's
no, it
cool to
shouldn't
know.
be. Yeah, there's tons of plugins that you can either buy. Some of them are free, and
Right.
they do all the heavy lifting for you. You just insert it, and you don't even. I mean, you probably just basic HTML. You just drop it in.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that. I know how to. I did that stuff on this website with some plugins and stuff, so I know how it works. I didn't know if it'd be that easy though. That's cool to hear. And I wanted to.
Yanzi was saying it's really a lot of work. Apparently,
I had a Wix site a couple years ago, and I was new to Wix. I mean, it was an amazing site. I had a carousel on the front page. We had a member system, so you had to be a member just to access the content. And, so we had passwords and we had signups and, and all of
secret
that.
meetings.
We had, we had churches and, Illuminati.
I mean, I use
Ropes.
Wix. I use Wix too for my website. It's super easy to use. I just was wondering about the, the payment part.
Well, Yanzi's Shade and Yanzi's website is difficult because they built it from scratch with WordPress, I believe, and they
that's
like a developer to do all sorts of stuff to have it like read what Indiegogo was and all the total could be combined on the website. All that they went through a lot of hoops. What I'm doing, what Mike has done, what Clint has done, is we built it through Shopify, and there is a plugin right there. You pay like $25 a month, which is way less than the fees you have to pay for Indiegogo or Kickstarter. And you can set up any regular store, and you can just on a plugin upload, you can just turn it into a crowdfund and have special items and all of that. So that's what I'm going to be digging into here soon. Luckily, Mike has already done a lot of the heavy lifting, so I'll just be DMing him for all the info.
Yeah, I mean, Indiegogo has me shadow banned, and I just don't. I
hate that. Oh, I hate it.
I'm not happy about that. I hate to think about how many new fans, backers, supporters I could have maybe gotten if it wasn't. Even Psycho Killers, which I put out through Gifted Rebels, and they read that campaign, he's shadow banned. So it's just like I'm watching all my books get shadow banned by Indiegogo for no good reason. They will not respond or explain why.
Yeah, that's to me that's unacceptable.
It's political, So it's like I would like to do my own website and also do, I guess, fund my comic someday would be cool too.
Yeah, fund my comic. I'm looking at that one for sure. Yeah.
Do you guys think that there's the potential of not getting? Although, you can make the argument that you're losing backers because you're being shadow banned at Indiegogo, but then there's the potential that you're not getting backers if you're on your own site, if only because people 100% need a link, and so they need to find it. And then you're not going to have any chance of random foot traffic on a personalized site.
Yeah, that's the biggest worry, is not getting any of that tangential viewership, backers, whatnot.
Sorry, Eric. It doesn't mean though you're not. If you get shadow banned, it means that you're not searchable through Google.
Right.
I think that's the worst. Is people go to Indiegogo, they say it's there, and you type it in, nothing shows up. That's customer confusion, and that's a no-no. It's got to be smooth and seamless to me. That's what I feel like. I think that's probably worth more.
I think that's the best argument for having your own URL. So you can go to battlebrickroad.com and you will always find Battlebrick Road, no matter where that link points to. Currently, it's going to point to my Shopify, but there's also two levels of that shadow ban. There's one where it doesn't, actually three. There's one where it doesn't show up in trending, where CyberFrog 3 is. That one is not. If you go to, it might be there now, but a week after launch, I was looking at the comics trending, and it's $350,000, and it wasn't anywhere. And there was some, gay Robin Hood, a short film that was there instead in the comics section. And then there's the second level.
Oh man, they have my film up?
Yeah, they do, finally.
Sorry, go ahead.
The second level of shadow banning is where they have it unsearchable, where you can't even find it if you type in the title specifically. And then the third level is where it's not indexed, meaning it won't even show up in Google.
Right.
Which is
that's
why
the bad one.
Yeah, which is why it's super important to have your your own URL, whether that be the name of your comic, your name, the name of your imprint, like Rise Again Comics. If anybody is going to be crowdfunding, buy your URL. It's $15 a year. It's totally worth it, and you can forward any URL to that domain. For 2 years, I had battlebrickroad.com just forwarding to my Indiegogo, and now it's going to my Shopify. So I think it's just for business reasons, for all sorts of reasons. It's just a good idea to sort of tamp that stuff down. Like if there was a Groken.com, it would be way easier to share that, or just even say it on a live stream without even having to necessarily drop a link. It's easier to say that than say, go to Indiegogo and search for Boots and Heels. You could just say, go to bootsandheels.com.
Well, I'm wondering if a good option too would be like, let's say I don't personally want to spend the time building a site, but I can very easily buy claudeagent.com. So I make a site, and then right there, just right on the fucking home, it just says enter, and you click it, and it brings you right to Indiegogo.
Yeah.
You know, this way you get around any issues with Google not being able to find it. And then, you know, if you want to get rid of the link, then you can get rid of the link. But at least you're showing up in any type of search if people are looking for your thing. I think that's probably what I'll end up doing once I launch the Claude Agent book, probably, I don't know, next year, early next year. Because, yeah, that seems... Because, like, you're right. If I Google Boots and Heels now, I'm going to get some ancient comicsology thing. Actually, I don't even think comicsology is up anymore. Or I'm going to get... I won't get Indiegogo. I'll get, like, Indiecron or some other website that, you know, did an article about it, like from Bleeding Fool. Then they'll link it over. And so, you know, right now, that's how I found a lot of stuff. But whenever, like, I do a Camel Knights episode and Mike is there, I just check, you know, I write in the Lucent, bam, it just comes up right away. So yeah, it is definitely going to be, you know, a promise, you know, to doing it, you know, having your own SEO out there versus relying on a website that could give a shit about you.
Amen. Yeah, you have to. I mean, it's. I think that's been the really cool thing we've been seeing, guys. And this is Camel Moon's latest as well. And I've just put Vaughn's and Camel's links in the chat there, folks. Make sure you check those out. Damn you, groomsmen. I just want to throw that out there. And let's see. Infrastructure should have been started 6 years ago, even if Indiegogo hadn't banned you. You're still building their brand instead of yours. They should have been a CG branded site 5 years. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, there should have. I thought you meant the Indiegogo should have been a CG brand site. But yes, I think building. This is the crazy thing about it. 40% Zed, and thank you for being here. I appreciate it, and thank you for your support. The thing about all of this stuff is that we're spinning every single plate. And what's the great thing about Comicsgate, the great thing about you guys is that when Rob comes up with an idea that Mike takes and perfects, that we can all then go, okay, let's try this. So the YouTube streaming to sell comics, right? To talk about comics is a big thing. First thing, you boy Zach going back to those early streams. Then you've got, you know, the launching of a book with your boy Zach and John Malin. Then you go to EVS doing this. And as time went on, the level of quality of our streams and learning what cameras to use, getting mics that work, which it's hard to remember for, I think, people to think about back when everybody's mic was terrible and people were like, oh, you got to get a Blue Snowball. You got to get this, like whatever the mic was at the
Blue
time,
Yeti.
Right? Blue Yeti. That's right. And then, you know, we get to this point, and I think that the real breakthrough we've had with, and speaking of, let me share this, but the real breakthrough that I feel like we've had recently was with the launch of mics, which I'm going to get to in a second, but the idea of building out our own sites, because at the end of the day, anything we do, they can take off of us, you know, everything we do on their site. And I hate that. I hate the fact that that's how it works, you know? And so when I see things like Mike's site, and of course, my brother from another mother, join the mailing list if you haven't, battlebrickroad.com. And I see this look, it's almost like there's an opportunity I didn't really think about, which was that if we come up with a system to have a somewhat similar design aesthetic, we then become this sort of independent network where people know what they're getting when they go to the site. Like they kind of know about what they're getting. Everybody's different. Everybody can do whatever they want to do, but you're seeing us we learn from each other, and we learn what works, like a true capitalist society should.
Yeah, I think that's actually super important because one of the reasons Shane built the site the way he did is he wanted it to feel exactly like Indiegogo. So you can go to 9livescomics.com and it's the crowdfund there, or there's a link to go to the Indiegogo, and they're going to look basically one for one without all the little accoutrement that comes with an Indiegogo website. If we sort of all, I'm saying we should or have to, but if we all sort of built our Shopifys to look at least similar in layout, I think for customer comfort, ease of use, all of that stuff, that makes it a little bit easier for somebody that is not maybe comfortable shopping online or not used to it, or just like if they back the Lucent, I'm going to attempt to build Battlebrick Road to look very similar so that they've already sort of been in that.
That's a good idea.
So, you know what would be good too is, and I would do it on my site because I am going to build something at some point. Maybe at the bottom, should other people have their sites up and running? Like this is a link to Shant's site. This is a link to Eric's site. And we have them boxed out. So it's like, oh, here are other campaigns. Whether they're live, hopefully they'd be live. Or maybe I exclusively determine I'm only going to put people who are currently live. And then I have, 4 or 5 guys down there. And those are always switching out too. This way, if you're on my site and you're like, oh, hey, you're right, I haven't picked up Battlebrick Road yet, or I haven't picked up the Lucent.
Cross-pollinate.
And then and then you get like a network going so that everyone, is part of that. And, hopefully you can grow a little bit from there.
We're going to bring back the web rings from 1996.
I know. I mean, we're going to have dancing toasters too, but like
banner sharing.
But it's so funny though, because that's exactly what we've done in so many ways on YouTube and everywhere else, right? Is that we've come in here. There's no yes, YouTube is a platform in a lot of ways like Indiegogo is, but its search process and how you do things is really frustrating, particularly when they're doing things where they make it so you can't even search for your project. It's got its own search within a search. But with YouTube, it's all tied into Google, and we've been able to build out channels, and we've been able to share what other people are doing with streams. And so I think we just got to find something, and we are finding stuff that's just more effective at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We're motivated. We're motivated to build it all. It's crazy, man. 5 guys, that's Liquid Taco. Good Lord. But yeah, like in olden times, and I have to say this, guys, for those of you guys who are joining us, we crossed 600 backers and 36K during this first hour and a half of this stream. Thank you guys so much, man. It is crazy that we're doing all this stuff. And I think I've done, that's crazy. I've collaborated, I think, with almost everybody on this stream in some shape, form, or fashion. And I'm really excited about, seeing what everybody's going to do next. Because for me, there's the sequel to Nosfero. There's the second chance campaign, which is going to be first. I'm still figuring out what the bonuses are, but I want to do a campaign where I don't have to deadlift and create something new from scratch. I want to, I've got so much content that I've built up now with the art books. I want to make some cool stuff, but my creativity has been just on fire since I finished the artwork for Nosfero. I want to do, there's a couple of bucket list items I have. I want to definitely do, I've got the Razor Fist piece that I'm working on right now, which is great, and I'm excited about that. I've done a CyberFrog trading card. I've done a piece for Visions, but one of my bucket list items is I want to do a godlike piece. If I can get John to commission me to do a godlike piece, that's one of my...
Did you do an Isam? Sean, did you...
I have not yet. I want to do one of those too. That's another bucket list item because I like being in this Iron Age space, man. And I want to do a Battlebrick Road piece. I've done a Boots and Heels piece. I've done a piece for Vaughn I have not talked about yet, and I don't think I can yet. But I've done just all of this really cool stuff in this space, man. And look at, if you told me, like we were looking at this, the goal for this campaign for it to fund was 5K. And my wife and I were looking at each other right before we launched this, and I was mainly looking at her because she's always full of confidence and all that kind of stuff, or she's just positive. What the hell, man? I don't know where these people come from. And I said, what if we don't hit 5K? Like my other campaigns had blasted through 5K. But I was like, what if we don't? What if this is the worst failure? And so to look at this is such a relief, guys. It is such a relief to be at this point. I can't even tell you guys. So every backer counts. Thank you guys for backing.
It's almost like, could a reader really see you make most of this comic? Like if they went back and looked, because you did so many live streams where you're painting it. That's really fascinating. I mean, that's a new kind of thing in media today. Is now you could actually see some of your book being created that you backed. You like, not only do you back it, but you can watch it happen. I wish they do a little more of that in the CG group, where people just kind of show them working on it. It's cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ethan will do that sometimes with his streams when he's doing CyberFrog, and you just see that, I'm still looking at it. I'm like, this is mind-boggling. He does that detail, but
Mike does that
because I have a heavy hand. I'm not a good inker. I just like. But
well, you don't have to ink now, man. But that was been a big thing. When I was thinking about how am I going to put this stuff out there and how am I going to, in a lot of ways, sell this book. The only thing I could think to do, because I was already started my YouTube channel, is I'm going to just work on it. And at first I did pre-recorded videos because I could not stand the sound of myself.
Oh my gosh.
Any of this stuff, like getting over that stuff is so tough. And to be where I'm at right now is crazy, because that's all it was. Is I'm going to paint and I can talk and paint at the same time. So that's what I'm going to have to do.
Yeah, Shop, I'm still trying to do some videos, for some art lessons and stuff for my channel and stuff. I swear, when I record myself, it's just, I look and just cringe. I don't know, it's cringy.
Don't ever listen to yourself is my rule, man.
Is that it? Okay, because I just look and go, oh my God, it looks so stupid.
Put it out.
Yeah, I guess that's it. I probably just have to pull the Band-Aid off and just, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, and with all of this stuff, well, I don't want to see that. Hang on a second. With all of this stuff that we're doing, and let me see, where is this? Dang it. Settings, camera, and let's go to this one. With all of the stuff that we're doing, I remember thinking that I've got to find a way to do work and to promote my stuff where people can kind of see what it is, what it's about. And the best thing that I could come up with was to put together, do a streaming setup where people could see. Let's see if I can get this to focus a little better. Where people could see what my entire process was. And when I would contact people, even John Malin was great about this, because you guys know John doesn't typically like you to share your work, the work you're doing for him, ever until he releases it. But when I was doing the painting that you guys have seen, which I don't know if I still have it over here, but when I was doing the painting for the Visions book, he sent me a message. I actually thought I would, I was like, I don't even want to ask him, because I don't want him to go, no. Don't do that. But when I was doing my piece for Visions of Lascivia from this book, he goes, you can work on that on stream, man. I don't mind, just so you know. I don't mind if you want to work on it on stream.
Man.
And so this piece right here is going to be in John's Visions book. And it was a blast to do, because John was like, yeah, this is a part of what you do, and it helps to get the word out there either way. So do what you're great at. And I'm so grateful to John for that, because it did help me tremendously in terms of being able to work while I do this stuff. Because anything I can't show on stream, like the last couple of pages of Nosfero, means I can't really stream and work on it. And that's one of the reasons why sometimes I have to sort of dip out from streaming, because I can't show the stuff I'm working on. Whereas with, let me see if I can find it here. And then I contacted Razorfist. He said the same thing. So when I'm working on like a head sketch for this creature from the Black Lagoon that I'm working on, this is a head sketch for one of the backers. And I'm going, all right, well, I'm going to make this, I'm going to, be able to work on this on stream. And I'm trying to think of, like how many of these things that I've got. But, I've tried to show the process. Like this is a first pass sketch for the Razorfist piece that I couldn't stand. And I was like, this doesn't work. And then I did, another version of it. This is the sketch I did for the Lucent piece I'm doing for Mike, so I could show the sketch process. And this happened on a live stream. I didn't know what I was even going to paint when I fired up the camera. And then it, turned into this piece that I'm doing for Mike right now, which is Yeah, it's crazy how this stuff works, but
so
I get
good.
the chance to, paint in traditional media.
I think you could stop your work at any stage from sketch to finish, and it's a work of art, man.
It looks great.
I wouldn't survive it. I wouldn't survive it. I'm just like, not enough detail, not enough, because here's the crazy thing. I'm not as much. I'm a creature of habit. And holy cow, let's get the Crimson. Let's get Nosfero to 605. He just wants to get to 607, so he can torture me. But this is the thing about it, is that I'm a creature of habit in many ways, but not in terms of the media that I am entertained by. So I love new characters. I loved when Ninja Turtles came out. I loved indie books like Grips. I loved anything that was kind of just outside of there, even in mainstream comics. And so to be in Comicsgate and to be able to do things, and I just see if I can find it. I think I handed it to my wife the other day because she wanted to ask me a trading card printing question. But when I got a chance to do the CyberFrog trading card, which was great, and work. Oh gosh, the piece I did of Clint Stoker's character for Phil's CG Vacation, all of that different stuff, man, has just been fuel for me. So give me, I always tell people, commission me to do something, give me that fresh idea, and I'm gonna have a field day with it, man. Camel Moon's Bane was a blast to do, man, literally. And
I love that piece. Did you end up selling that yet?
Not yet. I sold I just sold Kong versus Goldzilla the other day. And yeah, that was not that whatever, but the gentleman who was wanting to buy one of my originals, I will say this, you only lost to King Kong and Godzilla. It was between your piece and that piece and what would work for him. But he loved that piece. He was like, "What is this? Tell me about this." He was psyched. And I said, look, the campaign is still live. You got money. You just bought one of my originals. But it's crazy. The CyberFrog piece is sold. That's all the head sketches on my campaign have sold. So I've just put up the bookmark original today. And I don't sell a lot of Nosfero. I'm not going to sell a lot of Nosfero originals. I'm thinking of selling that Malin piece, but I'm not sure. But this painting right here, God, I cannot get a good light on this to save my life. Let me see if there it goes. It's a little better. But this piece right here, which is the bookmark original artwork for Nosfero, everybody gets this bookmark, but the original just went up on the site last night for this. So that original is available, and I'm going to find a way to either sell it on this campaign or the next one for the trading card art. But my attitude is we can out-create these folks. We can, we're just more imaginative. We're more, we're less encumbered by all of the garbage they have to do. And we just create straight for the audience. And that's what's so great, man. I got well into a boots and heels painted piece and then screw this. No, don't keep going, Stephen Rockwood. That's not why we do it. When Camel and I were talking about that, and I know Dan did a piece too, right? It's we want to create an energy. I can always sell an original, right? But we want to create an energy around these projects, right? We want everybody to come in and get excited about making artwork, and say, let's do this thing, let's make it happen.
Hey, speaking of John Malin, I do have permission to show part of a piece that I did for him. I'll bring it up here. I said, can I share the head? He goes, you can share the head.
I love it, man. I love it. Oh my gosh. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find. There we go. Let me see if I can find this. So it will let me scroll. There we go. And when this comes up, oh, my stars and garters. Dan, I got to be honest with you. I don't know if anybody's going to be excited about this piece, but let's take a look anyway. Boom. Look at that, folks.
Can anybody guess the characters there? That's of John Malin's?
I have a thought. Starts with an L.
You did his characters. I thought for the Visions thing, we had to do our own characters.
This isn't Vision. This is just a pinup. Honestly, I don't really know what he's using it for. If I did it from quite a while ago. He commissioned me to do it, and so I did it. But yeah, the whole thing's pretty cool. But I can't show the whole thing. But
yeah. So
I really like Graveyard Shift. They're really cool.
I just got a text from John. I can't verify this, but he said show the whole thing, and that was just on my private text that I got from him. So I don't.
You almost got me there for a second.
That would have been yeah, John. I'd get a text from John after that. That'd be the first text or call, and the last one I ever got, man. Holy cow, dude, that is beautiful, man. Can you zoom in a little bit on it without zooming out? And
yeah. Both killed? I mean, it's already zoomed in quite a bit. Now you can see when I zoom in, especially, you'll see that I work in pencil, you know, and you can see the pencil line. Dude. You know, so it's not an ink line that I do my artwork with. You know, it's just because the thing is you can scan it in now and do a pretty tight drawing. If you do a tight drawing, it doesn't really make that much difference. I'm just not that good of an inker. So.
Dude, I was there when Adam Hughes was still doing the acrylic paintings, like for the Zorro or Rawhide was it cover? I forget which one it was. And he was doing that stuff. And then he started doing the pencils and Copic markers with color over it. To me, that's the best. I love that approach, dude. Because you get the texture, because you're an artist. You know, you've got this beautiful texture, and the digital complements it so well, man.
I love coloring it in digital. I mean, I could show you the Conan thing I did. And, you see the Conan in my avatar. It's like I did that, digitally. And let's see, where's I? That.
Yeah, we hate when you show all of this work, Dan. We can't stand it.
I did that initially in color pencil, and then I did it in digital, and I did it in the computer color in the computer, and the difference was just so much better for the computer. It just, I don't know. You can put layers on, you can put shades and shadows, and it's just it's like painting with oils. It's really so versatile, amazing.
Dude, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. I mean, this is the other cool thing about being in CG for my money is that we get to see behind the scenes stuff, right? Yeah, so I get to see stuff in progress. So Eric will go, got a new page of Battle Brick Road 2 in, and then I will tweet it out without his permission. No, but I will
every time. You'd think I'd learned my lesson by now, but I haven't.
That's right. Yeah, I have a problem, and many actually. I need a magazine rack for my issues, but I
think it's great. You can see the people who's making your comics. You can hear them talk about it, see what they think about it. It's a lot more fun, I think, being engaged with that. And when I buy like a Kenneth Rocafort, a comic book, it's fun it's great art, but. And then you kind of see him interviewed and stuff, hear him talk about it. It's a lot, and you can go onto Twitter and say that was cool, that was really neat, and he responds, and it's like that's a lot of fun. I don't know, I find it a lot of fun, just the interaction.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, it's the cool thing for me is that everybody has a different approach to how they're making their stuff here. And what's weird is there used to be a time when you'd go to the comic store, and I don't expect this of the mainstream. I don't think the mainstream owes that to anybody, but you'd go to the shops and you would get somebody to, to share with you, like, oh, have you seen this new artwork on Ghost Rider? Man, isn't this mind blowing? And it would be different than the work you saw over here, and it was different than that. Funny enough, in their quest,
Shaz, let's put your stuff back up. We're selling your stuff today. So.
Oh well, you know me. But it's one of those things where when I think about it, is that we loved that stuff, but it's what comics are meant to be. And in their quest for pseudo diversity, there's no diversity, as many have said, no diversity of thought, and there's none of that creativity. And I'm sitting here going, when I think about, I know I'm going to try to talk about my stuff again at some point, but when I'm sitting here looking at my CyberFrog trading card stuff, I'm like, man, I wish I had this when I did that painting. Man, I wish I had
absolutely.
My CyberFrog figure.
CyberFrog is so tough to draw. I got a bunch of CyberFrogs that I will never show because they're absolute disasters. I finally got one that was okay, and I posted that. That's why I post the stuff that's good online on Instagram. You can find my CyberFrog, which is pretty good. It's not terrible. Ethan said it was it was really good. So he's probably being nice, but it was good enough.
Yeah.
By the way, did you see I took some photos of my CyberFrog toy outside?
Yes, I did. Yeah. I loved it, man. You got your geek on.
I'm like a kid out there with a camera, and I'm on my belly shooting these shots. Remember when you're kids and you take pictures of like your army soldiers and stuff, and you set up stuff, and it's just like that. It's a lot of fun.
Man, I will tell you this. You know, when I did the CyberFrog piece, my favorite story, and it was great, is that, you know, he's like, I'd like to commission you to do a painting. I sent him the first sketch, and Ethan was like, yeah, no, try it again. It was great, and I was like, okay, I needed to get out of my system because this looks too much like a drawing of CyberFrog that I've already done, or Salamander. I forget which character it was. And he was right, because I was looking at his stuff for reference. He's like, I want to see your take on this. And I thought, I don't know.
Hey, bring that up. Let's check that out.
Let me see if I can find it. Hang on a second here. File. This is me. I have to talk out loud. It's sad.
Guys, I got to get going. My wife.
All right, Camel.
All right, Camel. See you. Good to see you.
Take
you. Take care, brother. Thanks for being here.
Good luck. Yeah, for sure. I'll see you guys around. Okay, bye.
All right, take care, brother.
Yep.
But let me see if I can find this here. File. But yeah, I mean, it was so cool because he knows what he's looking for. And when I did the second one, he was like, "This is great. This works," and which was great on a number of levels. But the biggest one was that, you know, I had he was trying to get me to stop psyching myself out of doing the work. And that's huge when you're working for people, is if they can sort of just work with artists and say, all right, like, I know what you're looking for. And I know, you know, I know what I'm looking for. Relax. And so this was my CyberFrog piece, trading card piece I did for Ethan. And it was just, I mean, it was a nerve-wracking process of thinking about all of that. I actually put EVS right there in the blood honey. So I was playing around with this stuff, but I was just looking at, like, how do I paint a realistic axe, or like I want to play up, because I saw Jay Lee's axe, which was crazy, and it was just, I love that Jay Lee cover. I just think it's so
my favorite.
Yeah,
it's
really, really good.
But
it's interesting to see everything that you do that goes through the Shanth, you know, sort of, I don't know, treatment, whatever. It's just really fascinating to see you. Let's not go negative. This is I mean, really good. It's really interesting to see how you interpret stuff. It's just fascinating. It's like to see your, you know, stuff done by, you know, an interesting artist. Like, oh, like you said, imagine Alphonse Mucco doing a CyberFrog. It'd be interesting, you know. So it's
cool. So detailed stuff. The detail you added to Salamandroid, so nice.
You know, I had a similar fun time working on something we can't really talk about, I don't think, yet, but it was blast, dude.
I haven't
working on one of your characters.
I haven't even tried a Salamander. It intimidates me. That it looks so difficult to get that right. You know, that the neck thing and stuff. I mean, Ethan made sure his characters can never be copied because nobody can do it. You know, like,
nobody has the time.
It's like, go ahead, good, try to do a knockoff of CyberFrog. Good luck, you know.
Grimsman says Eric Weathers is showing his face. We just went up a level. You're darn right we did. That's how it works. That's right. Something for the ladies. Something for the ladies. Oh. Well, and you know, it's with all the stuff that we've been doing, right? We're trying to figure out how do we put together work that's going to grab the audience. And so when I was doing my work for Ethan, my big thought on it was, I want to make sure everything I do for Comicsgate is something that people find, you know, appealing and, you know, exciting, because I wanted everything we did to be the quality we were wanting, that we were looking for in our work. You know, and let me see if I can switch over to this, because this is starting to annoy me. I can't really adjust the.
You know what blows my mind about your artwork is you have all these different shades, like the blue in that water. They're all different shades of blue, but they're not they don't seem monochromatic to me. It's just interesting how they all come together.
I tell you,
I mean, as an artist, I look at it and go, how do you do that? Like,
I was terrified of color when I was in college, you know, but it was, you know, I just started working simply with a limited palette. And, you know, I did. Sorry, Stephen Rockwood just corrected me. I think Shanth meant the great Eric Weathers. And I did. I want to apologize, Eric, for my failure.
All is forgiven. All is forgiven. Thank you, Stephen Rockwood.
Thank you, Stephen. For heaven's sake.
For correcting him, for rebuking him.
That's right. That's right, dude. That was my favorite stream I've ever seen, in case you're wondering, Eric, of Eric July's. He just went ham on that guy, man. I was dying. It was beautiful.
So this is
It
the
was
Lucent
absolutely
cover.
beautiful.
Yep. This is the one, man. This is the one. It's gonna be a thing to see, man. We don't know what it's gonna be used for yet, actually, which was the funniest thing, because I was doing an art stream with my wife, which we're gonna get back to once our life slows down, and which we'll see. But we were sitting there, and I didn't know what I wanted to paint, and all of a sudden, I'd been thinking about how am I going to do a Lucent painting at some point, and the idea just came to me, and you can actually see the first minute, like right before the countdown was over. You don't see, but the entire process of that painting was captured on a live stream with my wife. That's what it is. Phil says, Dan, Eric. That's right.
Hey, Phil.
I don't want to alarm anybody, but Jimmy Page is trending on Twitter. He is still alive.
Oh, no.
He's still alive.
He's still alive. Thank you.
Still alive.
God. Yeah. It's that's when I see things trending, I think they know what they're doing at this point, but man, it's always a nightmare. You're just like, no.
Shant, is this going to be kind of blue meets fiery red type composition thing?
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be what I wanted to do with the Lucent is, and Mike, this is another example of really great feedback when you talk to creators, which we don't have editorial getting between the different creatives. We are the editorial in that sense. And Mike was talking to me and he goes, I like what you're doing with this half of it, the sort of half that's about the past and ties into more directly Gilgamesh. But I want you to kind of bring that same sense of play into this top half of it, which was actually the harder one. And what was great about it is that Mike sent me the rough of the entire book to help fuel me on it. And that's happened a lot in Comicsgate, where people go, you're working on this, let's share this with you. So we're really, we're a pretty tight crew when that stuff comes together. But yeah, like we get to talk painting, and that was definitely a thought on this Vaughn.
Cool.
Definitely a thought. Yeah, man.
Kind of like those Use Your Illusion covers that Guns N' Roses did.
I tell you, just looking at this piece, like I'm thinking, looking at this piece, like how many decisions are in this piece? Like there's just like every little turn and twist and movement is all thought through. Like those are all decisions. I don't know. It's just
his
crazy.
thumbnails are like his composition time, I guess.
Okay.
And then he and the way you workshop, it's like it all connects in a way that's kind of surreal, but works because of that. Yeah. It's really cool.
So weird.
It's like you're almost making movie posters in a way, like they do, where they collage everything in a really pleasing way,
Yeah, Shant's work really reminds me of old advertising, but it's with a modern twist, with a modern art twist.
Right.
Which is really a fascinating combination. I just can't believe, you could do it, but he's doing it. So
he's doing it.
It's been crazy, man. I did not know what, where this stuff was going to go or how this works. When I start working, guys, it's absolutely, oh my gosh, Mighty Geek Studios is trying to kill me here. I just go, I have an idea and I just start moving it around. So when I used to try to sketch not in paint, I had a hell of a time doing it because, I think in terms of value and color. So I usually will start with a scribble, and that helps to make the page not have be totally pure. And then I can sort of see, it's almost like, to me, it almost is much more like looking at clouds and choosing what to see, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
And
a trick I do a lot is I'll draw very small. I mean, really small. Like a figure, like like an inch high, something like that. Yeah. And what it does is it forces you to ignore detail, so you work out your positions and your gestures that way very easily, very quickly too. So
yep, yeah. Playing card was a big part of it because Mike used to play poker, and when I think about
I can actually find. Hang on.
Yeah, man, go for it. When I think about what. When I'm painting for somebody, I'm not just painting the piece for the story, which is part of it, but I'm also painting it for the artist. And I think that was a thing when I was working on Vaughn stuff, or when I'm working on anything. And Eric, you better believe, man, if I do something for Battle Brick Road, it's going to be, that's the same approach I'm going to take. God
I don't believe you.
Like. Yeah, exactly. You should at this point. Hold on, let me make this big here. Hold on. Boom. What do we got? Oh, snap.
See, these figures, you can see my hand, how small these figures are.
Yeah.
And, I just litter the pages with them.
Wow, dude.
So you work up from the scribble.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much got to be scribble at this size.
Yeah.
I don't know how close I can get in there.
I'm trying to merge. It's been quite the journey. I'm trying to merge the way that I prep a drawing for painting and the way that I prep a drawing for line art. I'm trying to find some middle ground in between. And I'm slowly, I think, getting there with like my layouts have changed dramatically from when I started, where it was just lines and scribbles and mannequin blob figures, to more value and blocked in of shapes and things that I could then carve the line art around. So it's because honestly, I've said this a lot in the past, is I prefer to paint more than I like to draw, and I don't like to ink at all. So I'm right there with you, Dan. But being able to find that comfort zone has been quite the journey. And hopefully at some point before I die, I figure it out.
Oh, dude, man, your stuff, the latest pages you're showing, and I think it really started with that the short story that you did for Clint was massive. That I looked at that and I went, whoa, you just hit, because this is the thing people don't understand is that when you come at Battle Brick Road for the first time and you see this book, you're like, this is great. It's a great book. It's beautiful. And my mind is never thinking, what's the next level for this until I see it. You know what I mean? And when I saw, that piece you did for the Downcast world, and there's the things you did with scale, the things you did with foreground, middle ground, and background in terms of showing the ocean or the sea, that stuff was just next level. And it's gone straight into Battle Brick Road 2, which is, it's almost like the painter you meets, the action comic you. The stuff we loved about Jim Lee and Jack Kirby and all that stuff, but much more, it's modern. It's 2023. Oh, yeah. What's that? Dan, what have you got?
What's that?
Oops, sorry. I'm sorry, my image is backwards. I got. That's all right. I got my camera turned around, but you can see the art at least.
It's that limited edition misprint. That's what it is. Yeah.
The Xenotype misprint.
I'll tell you, I'll tell you what grabs me right away. Just that first intro page. What a brilliant little design that is.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Thanks. Yeah, that's actually Zeb, the co-creator and writer. That's his favorite image. We're working. His cousin works at the printer. He's our lead at the printer.
With the forward pages can be kind of dull, and you guys put it together in a very artful way. Great design. So
thank you.
Yeah, I really like this whole thing. I mean, it's quite spectacular. Well colored, beautiful. Just beautifully colored. Oh,
nice.
So good job. Keep them coming, man.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, Bancroft in the house saying manga edition. There you go. Yeah, man. It's the best, man. This is the most creative space. This is like a comic convention that never stops. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year somewhere.
With way less body odor.
Yeah. For me right now,
wait till they get smell-o-vision, then we'll all be in trouble again.
We'll lose all the fame.
That's right, man. Yeah, and it's you can't get, like, I love boxing, and people always ask me if I want to go and see a fight live, which might sound interesting to non-introverts, but I always go, I'm not going to get a better seat than the camera that's practically inside the ring. You know what I mean? And shout out Maromi and Michael. It's great to see you guys. Simply Green again, channel member. Thank you for being here. Art and Times, Jay Ryan. Hit the like button. We got 35 people in here, guys. We appreciate it. We got Haldir 6480. Good to see you. Go ahead. Sorry.
I've never seen a professional bout boxing, but I've seen amateur stuff, and man, it's fun when you're there.
I think you should be in the crowd. Yeah,
it's really. I mean, because everyone's around. You feel the cheer. You feel the yelling of it's pretty wild.
I got to do some videography stuff a few years back. I went to not a UFC, but one of the middle range MMA divisions, the Bellator, I think it was, maybe EFC. And so I was like ringside because we were filming it for them. So I got to see it up close and personal, and it was absolutely phenomenal.
I love that. Sorry, these guys are cracking me up. Yeah, 40% Jet. Also, hail the chat. Yes, indeed. Hail the chat. And yes, it will kill us all, Mighty Geek Studios. Yeah, I was... Oh, yeah, let me make... Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. Let me make this full screen. Boom! What have we got there?
I got something in the mail today. The only way I can get comps from Mike is to actually just buy each copy at full price. So
Damn.
I have to...
Can you take it out of the bag? I want to see that finish.
Yeah,
It looks wild.
Let's do a little unboxing here. You can see the
let's do
Mike
some
unboxing right here. Hang on a sec. At first, I thought that this was just a backing board, but no. He's one-upped everybody. And the backing board is actually a poster. So, all right. So we've got bookmark. Who cares about bookmarks? The book, which is still in plastic, so let me take that out.
Boom.
We've got the Lucent little sticker there. Ella there.
Oh, dude. So good.
I should probably do a Toto sticker for Battlebrick Road 2 on there.
Be perfect.
It's got a beautiful matte finish. Love it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
good.
These matte finishes are just unbelievable.
Yeah.
They look so good.
I got to say, I think the best thing about this book is the lettering.
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
You're right.
Really
No,
is the
it's
best
been
thing.
Did that?
Yeah.
Up and comer. I don't remember his
Up-and-comer?
name.
Okay.
But the
Eric,
prints,
is it expensive to do like you did the partially matte, partially shiny? Is that like add anything to the price much, or?
it depends on where you get it done and what prices that you can negotiate.
It doesn't add a lot though. Like it's not
No.
one of those killers of budget.
Yeah, it's not like going from softcover to hardcover or anything like that. Usually, it's just a few cents, a few cents a book.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
By the way, while we're talking about printing, Sean, you're going to need to send me one of your art books so that I can take it to the printer and say, "Hey, we need to do this."
Yep. That is the plan, man. I was just saying before you came on, I've got to have. Oh, dude. Sorry, I gotta look at this, dude.
It's like a puzzle, but you don't have to put it together.
Right on. Amen.
I like that version.
Yeah, that's my favorite version.
So Michael's doing his own art. Is that his art?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was,
he's a psycho in the best
why,
sense.
yeah. Why would you do that? a city scene. Why would you punish yourself for the city scene? No, actually, if they're great if you do them right. And it looks like you did them right.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
It came in a quick pack mailer straight from Australia. I'd like to give a shout out to Melanie for getting that in the mail for me. I was backer number 1 on his Kickstarter, by the way. So, I feel
Oh
like
my
there's
gosh, man.
special privileges that should come with, but
Yeah, there should
It's
be.
not.
I don't know what the heck the deal is with that. So we're gonna have to reach out. Yeah, Stephen Rockwood, best of both worlds. He just tore his up so he could put it back together. So yeah, so you don't have to put together the poster. Yeah, man. Yeah, when Mike shows the stuff that he's doing, I sometimes, and this is it's something I don't know if he'll learn with time. I go, you do know you're the writer, right? Like you don't have to make yourself draw all this perspective. You don't have to do this, man.
Looking a shot up at the figure, looking at him with a blue sky behind them.
He loves that though. You can tell it from by now. I can tell that's part of the visual language of the Lucent, though.
Yes,
those bizarre like perspectives and stuff, and the buildings really lend to that well. Yeah,
it's like Jeff Darrow and stuff. I mean, or even when Ethan stuff, it's the super high detail is an expression of the art. That's what it is.
Right.
It's So.
I mean, it's the Ethan stuff. I will never understand. Like I watch that guy work, and I just go, well, he just kind of he sort of does a scribble and then he just goes for it.
Yeah. Well, he does blue pencil, right? And then he goes in. Yeah.
He has an inking method that's just it builds on itself with detail upon detail. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And he does it in these sections and just makes love to those sections. And then and then when you pull back, it's like this. It's like the ultimate '90s brilliant detailed piece that we all like wanted out of comics since forever.
Well, it's like a Barry Windsor Smith or a Michael Kaluta then at that point,
Mm-hmm.
And then you get Kyle Ritter coming to do his treatment, which I'm always excited. I like to see the black and white art Ethan does, but then it's like then the choices that Kyle makes is quite amazing from that point, and really Ethan knows that's a good artist knows what your talent can do, what the people helping you can do, and you in tune with them. you set it up and they can, and you know where they're going, and it's perfect, you know. So what a good team up they have, you know.
Yeah, it's great because when you have people getting together based on merit, you know, based on their ability, it always leads to a better product because, you know, the person who is the coach on the team, no, and shout out to coach, is also the artist, is also the creative. So when you get to pick your colorist, pick your inker, and you've got just an embarrassment of riches to choose from, as we do here in CG, it just affects things so much for the better. You know, we get to work with some of the best in the business, and they just happen to be in Comicscape. They happen to be in, I mean, shoot, I want to make sure I give a shout out because it's been big, and he's done the same for CG. But seeing Eric July and seeing how many folks from our space are working with Eric July. Some people call him the great Eric Weathers. I just call him the great. If I have to lose half of it, it's just I've got to get, because it's the great has to be in there. That's just how it is. But you see this sort of work that we're doing, and it's true. Quality will out, and Razor Fist is the same way. Doing work with Razor Fist has been great, and seeing, you know, that audience come together. You know, he's writing some great pulps and his love of westerns, and man, I love this. We couldn't be in a better time and in a better place right now. And it's been going now for a while. We've sustained.
You know, just because it's merit though doesn't mean you're able to jam well with that person. So when you do find your people that you jam well with, it's really important to hold it on to, and for other artists to recognize those awesome relationships, those team ups. Because I see us as all like kind of crazy punk musicians in different bands and who jam together like bands do, you know, in different music scenes. So it's
fun to draw other people's. It's fun to draw your friends' characters too. That's a lot. I get a kick out of that. You know, just somebody has something and you go, you know, give me your take, and it's like, and it's just like you're goofing off, you know, and having a fun time.
Yeah. It was actually, there's not as much weight in a way. Like when I did that Boots and Heels piece, I was just like, this is just pure fun. Like I wasn't sweating anything.
Exactly.
So for those of you guys who don't know, if you don't check out Double Impact on Gabe's channel, Gabe's the current narrative is that Gabe's granddaughter is 75 feet tall, goes by the name of Big Baby, and she often will try to stride across this great country and crush my house as a threat. And he takes the green screen and has the most adorable close-up of his granddaughter's eyes behind him. We all have to be quiet because, you know, Big Baby is in the house. So shout out to my brother Gabe, man. Thank you for everything, man. And let me give you a great cheerleader. This is for you, brother. Charge! And and Gabe commissioned me to paint a portrait of his daughter and his holding his granddaughter. And this is great, but for Mother's Day. And I said, this is great. I can disappoint two mothers.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Just double
in
down.
one painting. Oh, my Lord.
I'd like to see you do a portrait. It'd be interesting.
Oh, dude. I love doing portraits. I mean, I do the Denzel Washington one, and I did Woody Strode. I've done a bunch of different portraits, but I love painting portraits, man. It's a blast, but babies are tough to paint, man. It is. You just think, oy vey, you know, because you get one little thing wrong and it just falls off a cliff. You just
turns into a horrible demon.
Yeah,
it does.
It's like women or too, like because there's no craggly crevices. When you're drawing a tough face, you got almost like a roadmap. This part leads to this part, and you kind of easy to measure. But with the girl or the baby, you got like floating eyes and a floating mouth, and you don't really know where to plop them in there. You know, there's not like because when I'm doing it, I'm trying to think 3-dimensionally. It's harder with a smooth faced person. You know.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, you know, it's funny too. And Nintendo Ginger says, "I got my T-Jaw today." There you go, Gabe. There you go. And that's the thing for me when I was looking at that too. So I've got a young lady and his daughter. I've got Minnie, and then on top of that, she's holding a baby. And I thought this is like the hill. You know, this is the Afghanistan of paintings. You know, it's where empires go to die, where artists go. It's so tricky, man, to paint kids. And when I do them in a more, you know, kind of stylized painting, it's one thing. But when I was painting portraits of my kids or I did this portrait of a soldier who was killed in Iraq for his parents. You think to yourself, my goodness, there's
that's
so
gotta be rough.
much.
That's got to be tough.
Well, it was it was a surprise, right? So he was from our town, and they didn't know me from anything, and no one asked me to do it. I kind of wanted to do it because it's I'm in this town. This is my town, and thank God she liked it. And the people who work on my car up the street, who are wonderful people, happen to have known him since he was a kid and were good friends with the family. So I could show it to them. And I was like, oh my God, please, please show me that stuff. All right. Vonster, take care. I know you got to head out, Vaughn. Let's plug something real quick.
Okay.
What people should do.
Hey guys, I'm going to go get back to Terror. I have some stuff I got to do, but man, it's just such a pleasure. Thanks for having me on. Congratulations.
Good to see you, Vaughn.
Good to see you too, man. Oh man,
nice.
I can't wait to get you guys Terror. It's happening, so I'm gonna get back to it. But I'll talk to you all soon. You're all awesome.
Absolutely,
Good
brother.
to see you, Eric.
Take care.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Take care. Oh my goodness, yeah, I mean it's heck yeah. Siege Perilous says solicit my book to you. I have a 10-page preview Ashcan PDF download available. There you go, Agent Zero. Yeah, back Terror in the Trenches, guys. There's the link from the groomsman. Thank you so much, brother. Great book. Vaughn's a terrific guy. And might I say, yes, indeed, I'm also looking forward to Phil's masquerade character being more prominent soon. But yeah, Eric Weathers doing the letters for me, says Agent Zero. Eric, will you vouch for that? Boom.
One thing I noticed, you guys, but with our own art styles, some characters are just better for your art style. Like Vaughn's Black Terror. When I did that, that's from my art style, because I draw the strong face kind of guys and the Fredazada kind of faces. Other more superhero stuff, it doesn't take advantage of that, and so I don't like it as much. When I need a face, and something skin to draw. I mean that's part of it.
Yeah, Boots and Heels was a nightmare for me.
Yeah,
because everybody had a mask.
Yeah,
everybody had a mask.
They're very difficult to do, but I did the best I could do. I think I made it pretty cool, my stuff. But yeah, the challenge definitely. I like a challenge, So what is a challenge to me? Actually, we're talking about westerns. I think a western is a challenge because I don't know. I've always had trouble drawing a cowboy. Whenever I draw a hat, it doesn't look right or something. I don't understand him, and I gotta really get into it. I would like to do a good western at some point, but they're just, and then of course horses, for goodness sake, horses are absolute pain in the butt,
Yes, they are.
So
yeah,
I don't understand. I've watched films of horses. I've slowed down the film, and I still can't quite understand what's going on with those legs. I mean, I got it to the best I can get, but it's a struggle, really tough.
Yeah, my first thought when I got the Razorfist job was there's a 30%, maybe higher chance that John Malin is going to see this horse that I'm painting, and God knows where that's going to go. But it's that Boots and Heels cover was rad, Dan, says Michael. There you go,
Thank
man.
You.
Yeah, it's beautiful, dude. It's a thing of beauty. But I actually had to learn and get a better understanding of horses from looking at people who were incredible at painting horses, because there's something that they break down. And what's her name? Emily Kent Welsh, who I think I posted on Twitter, is incredible. She's a British artist, turn of the century, I think, who did a lot of recruiting posters for World War One. And she just painted horses like there was no tomorrow. And that stuff is ridiculous. It's so beautiful, man. And I look at it and I just go, and I use this for, let me see if I can call one up here. File 5.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now, too.
Yeah, she's, where'd that go? Okay, whoops. File 5.
Emily Kent Welsh, you said?
Yeah, let me see if I can find this. There we go. And I'm going to share this. Let's see if this works. Anything. Okay, I probably am saying her name wrong for all I know. But let's see here. Window. Here you go. So this is an example. If I can click on this now. This is an example of her.
Oh yeah, I saw that you posted this. I got a horse file of illustrations, and I pulled this one right off. I was like, oh gosh, got to study this because that was fantastic.
This is just ferociously good painting.
Horse is a weird thing too. That if its legs could be correctly drawn, but they look weird if you freeze them in the wrong way, or
Yep.
even just like drawing a horse directly in front, like it just looks weird. You know? Even if you draw it right, it's a strange thing. I'm not used to seeing it, perhaps. I don't know, but yeah, it's a difficult thing to master. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a trip, man, and that's the cool thing too, which is every time I get a commission from somebody, in the Comics Gate or Iron Age space, it's a new challenge. I don't know even what I would want to do if I ever get a commission to do a godlike piece, but I find myself thinking about it all the time because I love what John does. I love his that he's blending his style with Kirby, and then it's the mythology. It's kind of his, to me anyway. It just sort of feels like it's a straight, John Malin all the way book, and I just cannot wait, man, for that book.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest.
You saw that that page he showed, right, with that.
Oh yeah.
I wish I could. I don't know if I could bring it up, but oh my gosh, that first panel was unbelievable. I'll look. Keep talking. I'll look it up.
And Eric, when is the which aspect of it? Because you're going to be doing. Actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to what I'm even allowed to say. But have you already talked about the Malin thing, Eric?
Visions?
Not that one. Closer.
My Malin thing for.
Yeah, because that piece. Have you already talked about that piece?
The cover.
Yeah, because I think that's one of my favorite Malins I've seen. Man, there's so much. Everything he's doing is another gear, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a beautiful piece. I actually had it done for the first campaign. It was meant to be a cover then, but it's going to be a cover now. So we're having I actually got Brett Smith coloring it right now. And if for those that go deep into Comicsgate lore, Brett and John were the original art team on Jawbreakers, and this is the first thing that I will have brought them together again from all the way in 2018. It's the first
like
piece of John's that it's the first piece of John's that Brett has colored since then. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Look, you guys, look at this first panel of John Malin's God. Like I think it must be a 2-page spread. It looks like it's,
yeah, absolutely.
It looks like something like Sid Mead would draw or something,
Yeah,
it's just. I mean, I love the things in shadow. Look at there's so much detail in this. This is what you get with crowdfunding. Like you when someone's going to spend a ton of time on something, and it's just. I mean, I just think that's insane. It's awesome, great design, well done.
It's I mean, that's the thing, right? So it's like the piece that John did with Eric's characters. When I saw it, it was similar to his alternate cover, which I think I got for this shows where my brain's at this point. But it was similar for his alternate cover for Omega Storm that he did. And there's this energy that's in his stuff right now that is just, it's crazy. It's like he's hit this next level, being the artist, writer, creator behind these books. And it's similar with, I know a lot of people are CyberFrog completionists and all of that kind of stuff. I'm actually one of those guys that I like the stuff I'm drawn to. So I love what CyberFrog became when Ethan returned to it after his DC work. The first comic of Ethan's I ever bought was CyberFrog #1. And it was because I did not know of his work before then, because I dipped out of comics in terms of mainstream, and I never collected DC comics. So it was one of the best introductions to an artist, which is him full tilt, creator-owned stuff. And those, I hope he releases an oversized black and white edition of his stuff at some point, because that stuff is sick, man.
It would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, so.
By the way, I'm slightly afraid of reading God like it.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because John Malin, when he says, it goes. I remember him saying something like, "This is really going out there. This is pretty dark," and it's kind of shocking. I believe him, I know he's going to do something there where you're just going to go, "Oh man, you did that. You really went there." That's my feeling.
Look at Eric, the letterer of all books. That's the best reaction. What are you gonna do?
I
wait,
actually
you-
haven't-
oh, wait, you-
I
you
haven't
let-
seen
you-
any of it yet, so
Oh.
I don't. That's just me saying yeah, because John has those. He has a desire to have what like the one page that will stick with you in his books. So like in the original Jawbreakers, or sorry, Graveyard Shift, it was the explosion and the
yeah.
babies out of the So I assume we're going to see something like that. Hopefully,
that's what I'm
it's,
saying.
not-
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm slightly,
yeah.
like slightly worried.
Hopefully,
But,
it's not the main-
But
is
I'll
all I'm
live,
saying.
you know. So
No, you just.
John reminds me of Damon Wayans' character in Major Payne. Some days, you know. That's one of the best
I don't remember
things.
that. I never saw that one.
Oh yeah, he's got this sequence in the opening of Major Payne where this guy's been shot, and he goes, he's like, "You want me to know how to take your mind off of that? What?" And then he grabs the guy's finger, breaks it, and he goes, he cracks it to 45, and he goes, "See, it's stinging a little, but you're not going to be thinking about it anymore." That's kind of John's approach to tough love, I think. That sort of sums it up beautifully.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's right. He'll be arrested for hate speech for finishing the book. Yeah, Steranko had a psychedelic art style. He's another person I love, and thanks again to Phil for getting to know him, but also getting me that Steranko book, which is great. His
Yeah, I never met him. He seems like a total character. Like he's just an interesting person.
Legit. He's CG before CG. He's the real deal. You know, he's got it. Period.
How old
He's
is
the
he?
man. Timeless, I think. No.
Yeah, he appears to be.
Timeless.
Yeah, it's like Dick Clark kind of one of those guys that just sort of stays.
Yeah.
The same. But,
yeah, he's sharp.
Got to be
and
getting up
he's-
there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And he's just he's like when people say, you know, the last true rock star. That's what he is. He's the last of the real deal. You know, we made this stuff and how we approached it, and he gave this definition of pulp to Phil that has really impacted how I thought about Nosfero after I heard it, which was it's danger, mystery, and sexiness. That is what pulp is. And I thought, thank you, Agent Zero, by the way. Much love. I appreciate it, man.
Steranko's one of the few guys that can pull off the double-breasted suit, you know?
Yeah, he can.
It's like, I could never do that.
Dude, yeah.
It'd look ridiculous. But he can do it.
Steranko is 84, says the groomsman. Still crushing it. Dang, Steranko. Making us all look bad.
Good for
man.
him,
Making
yeah.
us all
Well,
look
84 is
bad.
not what it used to be, honestly. You know, a lot of people today.
Yeah, it depends on the mileage, right? And guys, we are at 2 hours and 30 minutes, and I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm going to wrap up part one of this this stream today. I'm going to be back again after I get something to eat, and you know, probably be a little bit of time before I'm back again streaming. But thank you guys. I want to thank my guests.
Are you going to stream late?
I'm going to stream as often as I can, and I will go anywhere I'm invited today. That is the goal. You know, and you guys will all be, I'll send invites out if you guys want to pop in and promote stuff or whatever else.
Yeah.
The cool thing about finishing Nosfero for me is I'm feeling my promoting books battery recharge, because as you guys know, you know, you get sort of, when you're in the work, you have to sometimes just put your nose down. And the campaign, well, I have control over that. So I'm going to be ending the campaign. My thought right now is I'm going to push the button at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but midnight West Coast time. That's the plan as it stands right now. So, yeah, and I cannot wait, man. I can't wait to do this. But thank you guys so much for being here. Eric Weathers, battlebrickroad.com. Dan Lawless, you were going to tell us the title of your book. What was it again? I'm sorry. No, never mind. I'm not gonna
I would like to draw attention to is just I'm coloring Aaron's Garbage Man in his Wraith of God book.
You want to share it?
I can share the first couple pages. But yeah, that I want to show the whole thing though, man. It's so you guys.
Let's do this, Dan. I'm going to send you a link later. Why don't you have that stuff? Once you have that stuff ready, we'll give them something to look forward to, right? Right when I get here, says Jim. Go ahead.
Hang on, I'll just show you this one panel. This is the.
Of course, let's do it.
Wait a second. Here.
Sorry, John. We don't mean to end right when you got
Panel
it. Battlebrickroad.com, guys. Sign up. Get on that email list, guys. That is where it's at. All right. So
August. Hopefully launching in August.
Dude, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
I need you all there.
I'm there. You know I'm there, man. I'm absolutely there. So here we go. Let's get this shared up here, guys. Here is a look at some colors.
Okay,
I love this piece.
This is page 2, actually, of the story. Aaron loves Wrightson, so do I. So he is. This is, as this thing goes, it gets more Wrightson. So I'm going to town on the color in this baby, and I'm just like,
beautiful.
it's just a blast. So it's fun, and like I said, we're on the same page, and we really working together to make this thing as good as we can. And if you give me good bones, man, I can do my painterly sort of approach to it, and that's what he's given me. He's given me excellent bones. As a matter of fact, you know how this thing came to be? It was on a live stream, and he showed this black and white. Actually, the panel before this, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I really want to color that so bad." And he goes, "You wanna?" Like, I thought, "Yeah." That's how. This is what's so much fun. How organic it is now. It's just like you're really working with your friends, kind of saying, "Hey, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Oh yeah, do that." And it's just I'm having a blast.
Yeah, because we don't have, in this space, we keep the politics to a minimum and we keep the relationships to a maximum. And that's how industries are built. Industries are built. I actually had this quote I was talking about with my friend, or this phrase I came up with, which is something that I think we would do well to probably meet SJWs with when they say things, which is, do you do anything productive or are you just political?
Right.
And that's kind of where I am with this stuff. Like, what is it that you do here? Do you do anything, or are you just trying to, manipulate different people?
They need to figure out that nobody wants to be preached to. I mean, even if I agree with the politics, I don't want a commercial. I want to get away from that. There's so much out there, and you want to get away from it and have fun, have a blast.
Yep.
Fantasy should not be involved in this at all. Like, it should not be any kind of agenda in a fantasy. It's a fantasy, do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, guys. So let me say this. Thank you, guys. Thank you, chat. I'm going to play the credits. And if you guys want to stick around and say, hey, for a second, you're welcome to. If you got to bail, let me know. I mean, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Don't let me know. But thank you guys for being here. I'll be back with another stream later today. God bless you. Yeah, John is the man, man. John's the man. Yeah, AKA, what do you do? So take care, folks, and we will see you soon. All right, guys.